Welcome everyone to Skull for Initiative, our special Sirens and Secrets campaign. This is a every other week campaign. So if you're wondering where did this pop up and you're just joining us for the first time, welcome. And yeah, this is our second official episode. Thank you, Captain Redbeard, being all up in here. Jack, welcome. Let's see. Yeah, as you can see, we're missing one, but they'll be popping on shortly. So yeah, I'm Old World Charm. I'm the dungeon master for this channel. Sometimes I get to be a player, but I thrive on the storytelling. And so if you are here, please know that you are welcome to stay as long as you can like. We're going to basically be doing a collaborative 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons campaign, weaving a wonderful story of mystery, intrigue, and no doubt debauchery with this group. Yeah, look at the guilt on their faces. They're not even worried about it. They're like, yeah, that's what we planned on. Like list of things to do, shenanigans, debauchery, bullshit. Make the DM go crazy. And that's honestly my favorite part of the game, is the fact that they are like, I wonder what's going to happen. But more often than not, I'm going, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? So awesome. Thank you, Beth, for posting those socials. Please give me a follow, any of those, but especially, Instagram, TikTok, all that jazz. So yeah, no worries. All right, let's see. I know I'm leaning towards my mic, so let me bring it closer to me so my face doesn't float off the screen. Anyway, all right. Let's see. For those of you guys who have not seen how we run our games on this channel, we welcome you to stay and enjoy the show. If you want to help the channel, go ahead and share it with someone you think is loves nerdy, tabletop games, or just loves listening to a good story being told. This is more than anything very much that. And if you want to contribute to the game itself, you can use your power of biddies to influence the roles of the game. There are such a thing as villain points if you want to help an enemy, a villain, as charismatic as they can be. We have villain points. For 200 biddies, you can give the villain a pool to reroll from. We're currently at 19. Player points are the equivalent for the players, which collectively, if you want to show them support, you can do so by giving them biddies for 500 each, or player points for 500 biddies each. And that gives them the ability to reroll. We're at 18 already, so we're doing pretty good there. Villain disadvantage is how you basically can, Three Stooges, yuck, the villain right in the eyeballs with giving them 1,000 biddy donation to have them reroll the worst of 2 rolls, and that is devastating, especially for villains who have powerful attacks. We are at 5 villain disadvantage, and companion points for our beloved NPCs in every campaign, especially this one where we have sweet robotic Bastion and mysterious Saracen Graves, among other NPCs like Serge, who we all miss, I'm sure, after last session. Or maybe just his way of
most of us.
Most of us, yeah. We all need a friend who insults us with such loving endearments, such as calling us different stone names, or calling us a subtle unibrow, things of that nature. In any case, we are at 5 companion points. Those are 500 biddies each. We also do a pain and pleasure system where you can give essentially the effects of bless or guidance as an equivalent to a player, or even scale it up with bardic inspiration and things like that. And that's basically 400 biddies for a D4 to any player on their next roll. 800 biddies gets them a D8, and 1,200 biddies if you're going crazy for a D12 on their next roll boost. You can also do the opposite and give us biddies to say, you know what, we're going to minus that from their roll. So if you're feeling antagonistic or have a vendetta against any of these people, you're welcome to screw with them. I endorse it. But right now, actually, we do have 1 pleasure of D4 for Lazuli still on deck. It was lingering from our last game that was not used up. So that is the only pleasure that we have, and there's no pain. So yay. All right, now let's go ahead and have everyone introduce themselves. We're going to start on your guys' view at Twitch, starting from right to left with Dani Darling, our very own Dani, who plays Mifa. You can't miss her. She's got the wonderful, charming fish face, which I've never said before in my life, but you know what? It works.
Hello, I am Mifa, and I am playing a Lokatha barbarian. And I just recently gave away all my money, which was 6,000 gold, to my darling goddess of Delvia, and everyone is thrilled about that.
They'll get over it. Awesome. And I forgot to mention, all of these wonderful people are part of a badass podcast called Cutting Edge Cosplay, which I represent as often as I can.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah. It's like, oh God, he's gonna flash us. No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or
Or that. I'm not used to that one. Yeah. Usually screams of horror. Anyway, yeah, so this is where I kind of scooped them all from. You know, it was really hard. They're really fast. I had to use like a blowgun and a van, but finally got them here. So here we are. So passing it on to Rarger, played by Bears. 3 bears in a trench coat.
At least.
At least.
I'm Rarger. I am a hobgoblin wizard. Recently turned chaotic good, where most hobgoblins are quite evil. And I just got a wand that will allow me to control the suits of armor that are in the clock tower that we're in.
True. Very true. That's a win.
Yes.
You had to steal it from.
I wanted it real bad.
Awesome. Perfect. All right. Moving on to Rebecca Rose, Lazuli, played by Rebecca Rose, but also Rebecca Rose, played by Lazuli. I'm sure you have days where you have a hard time keeping it straight, or it gets harder the longer we play. Yeah. As soon as the makeup's on, you become a different person. I know.
Right, that's right. So I am playing Lazuli. She is a water genasi wizard, lawful evil. So a blast and a challenge.
Nice. That's actually 2 really good descriptors. Playing a lawful evil character for sure. Awesome. And last but never least, we are joined by Bunny playing Azrael, who I know is an amusing favorite in the like She-Hulk-esque bulk of the Goliath that you play. Take it away.
Yes, Bunny, as Thunder Bunny SFX on Instagram. And I play Azrael, who is a Goliath paladin marine, still new at this whole Dungeons and Dragons thing. So bear with me as I learn my ways.
Yeah, this is a learning experience. I pride myself on telling a story that also helps people learn the game, with the learning the rules being in the backseat always. It's going to be rule of cool, and you guys are going to learn by doing. And honestly, you guys have become so proficient in a short amount of time. It's fantastic. So without further ado, let me do a little review. One moment. All right. Just a food delivery that I've been waiting for. I'm starving. Anyway,
Ooh, what'd you get?
I tried to get gluten-free ravioli with meat, but I think I was told they messed up the order. So I have to discover how they messed it up. So we'll see.
No.
Yeah. In any case, it's just ignore that and ignore me in the background, just like as gains and all that. So yes. The party had had arrived in Ferrico, the Venetian-style city that is built on top of the drowned city, essentially very much like Venice. A place of interesting underwater ruins with possibly its own subculture below. And this place is ruled by a unknown gathering unknown as in both anonymous and as well as unknown in amount of barons called the Veiled Barons. These are essentially masked lords who rule as black market merchant princes. They, you could say, are a lawful syndicate that has a great many criminal ties, each vying for power anonymously, underhandedly, a thin veil really separating them from from their true selves and the real power. There is the Grand Archon, who is essentially the one, you could say, Arch Lord dedicated to managing the military power in charge of the external threats of the city-state of Farrakhan. Essentially, in the same way that in America, the military isn't allowed to occupy homeland soil, you have a kind of a similar kind of rule here with the powers of the Archon's military, the Army and Navy, can only do things that are really blessed by the veiled barons, though they do butt heads because power naturally can cause problems when it is converged in too dense of a place, and the shifting of balance is always there. So that is a bit of the political setting here. The party came on the day and night of masks, where they met a gentleman known as Lord Saracen Graves, or Count Saracen Graves. He is a masked man who has given these wonderful people employ, and even more badass, has given them armor and clothes befitting their station. And if we look over to Bears over here, she actually like set herself up like one episode later wearing her new outfit. So I'm going to try not to give these people too many new outfits in this game to keep you, maybe I will keep you on your toes. We'll see, but that is awesome. I also got Lindsay Lou. Thank you so much for giving everyone a D4 pleasure. That's basically, she just cast a bless spell on you guys, as Lindsay does. So you guys got some bonuses innately. So I'll be keeping track of that. Yes, thank you so much, Lindsay. We appreciate you. Let's see. They had met an NPC named Bastion here in a clock tower that belongs to the Artificers Guild, of which Saracen Graves' family is well known for. His ancestors, specifically his two grandmothers who were in love, were very well known for artifice. And one was Lucky Graves Oblin, who was a goblin artificer, brilliant mind, and another one who was I guess you could say a blend of a artificer, badass, arcane gunslinger, ship captain by the name of Gideona Graves. They kind of found a little bit more of the family history through Bastion here. And yeah, we'll just start after Graves had assessed them, saw that they were battle ready, and Saracen insisted they rest and stay out of trouble until a very important card game in which he's going to pick them up in his carriage to go to a meeting of criminal minds to contest in a dangerous card game in order to win something very important to him. And you guys are still at the tower, rested and healed. I know that some of you guys used Arcane Recovery to get your spell slots back. Cool little things like that. I'll let you guys now roleplay to your heart's content. Thank you for your patience.
Have we slept yet, or is it?
So you haven't
the
taken a
next day?
long rest. It isn't the next day because he told you in about 10 hours, and it was basically it was midday, but early afternoon,
Oh
late
yeah,
morning.
he told us to stay out of trouble,
So
and
stay out of 10
I'm
hours.
sure there is a few people who are not interested in that.
Yeah, we can fast forward to say, like, you guys have rested, you guys have done anything that you guys wanted to do, kind of hoping to just kind of get you guys to that point where Saracen Graves is ready to pick you guys up, unless there's something that absolutely needed to be tended to outside of your normal practicing of magic, drilling your martial skills, plotting world domination, whatever it is you want.
Taking a bath. Yeah.
There you go.
Oh.
Much needed bath.
I kind of want to go and explore the town a little bit and get a lay of the land before we are called upon to play tricks on the people who live in this land. So does anybody want to come with me?
Yeah, I'll go with you.
There you go. Yeah, we can have you guys collectively spend time and kind of get away with the people out here. Yeah, it's daytime, might as well. When in Rome, as they say. So You guys
Okay.
find collectively, are all four of you going out, or are some of you staying back to like just kick it?
I'll go.
I'm going.
Okay.
Going. Yeah.
All right. Safety in numbers. Don't split the party. That's a big rule in D&D. So good. Where would you like to go first, Roger?
First I want to disguise self as what's something of a size of me.
A
I want to
gobhoblin.
you know what? I want to look like Azrael, but like related.
Okay. Like
Cool.
like a shorter Goliath.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. Just always flexing all the time.
That's the baby. And then kind of just want to walk around to the town right near us. Like when I first step out of the clock tower, what do we see?
So you see the Grand Plaza that had once been packed with people and is now just actually got a smattering of market stands and kind of always a farmer's market or something. Performances, street performers trying to garnish coin. Always a rogue or two trying to get the slip on a tourist or perhaps a low-level syndicate gang of ruffians or kids kind of trying to grab a coin purse and so on, as you guys had met in such an act. But right now it's a bit more subdued. There is an element of a siesta culture here where during the garish hours of the midday where the sun is at its highest, people kind of just pull into the shady canopies in the restaurants or go back to their homes, spend time with their families. It is a very Southwestern European culture here.
Are people still wearing the masks from the party last night? Or
good question. Their mask is done. The day of the mask is over. So no one is wearing masks though. You can still see maybe some kids playing with masks they found in alleyways abandoned after the celebrations.
Okay. What kind of shops are in the plaza?
All kinds. There aren't really like a lot of magical item kind of shops, but there's like the traditional rations, supplies, smiths, carpenters, leather workers, people of any kind of medieval craft that you can think of. It's hard to find alchemists because most of what we call the higher arts in Farraco are managed by the guilds. So artifice, alchemy, magic, highly regulated, and you kind of have to earn the badge of the academy of that respective school to even learn the trade, much less have a market in it. So
that's an interesting point. Is there, if I'm looking around, I know everyone's probably taking naps right now, but I would probably know about those little pins that people would wear. Is there anybody who looks like low-key important?
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, give me a perception check.
13.
Okay, 13, but you got some pleasure in the bank. So let's see what that gives you. Thanks to Lindsay.
Thanks,
All
Lindsay.
right. Lindsay's blessing gives you the ability to kind of get a little bit more of a bonus per view, the thin crowd of people. You can see someone with the alchemy badge walking through to the fountain and pausing to toss a coin into the fountain. They seem to have their hood up, a green cloak with the kind of the pin kind of holding the cloak like a cloak pin at their shoulder. A masculine figure, a frame of some kind, but kind of still like a little stooped, with walking with a gait that describes age or perhaps warrior battle damage, I guess you could say. Some real wear and tear on a body. They do seem to walk with a cane and have a satchel, a strap imprinted under the cloak, so you can tell that they do have some sort of bag on them under the cloak.
I kind of nudge Lazuli and just kind of give a very, very subtle like
I kind of nudge back and kind of give like a little eyebrow raise to let her know I see what she's seeing.
anybody else have anything that they want to do?
I'm just following behind you guys.
I feel like I'm too busy trying to find any leftover anything from the party from the night before.
But
You're
do
taking
it.
empty cups, like
Do an
"What's in here?"
investigation check,
Just
Azrael. Let's get this roll. I want to see what you find.
D20, right?
Mhm.
Or something. Okay.
Yeah, and then add your investigation skill into your skills.
I just rolled a straight 20.
Oh, nice. You find
Right
the good
on.
stuff. You find behind a bunch of barrels pushed to the side of the street that look to be filled with just confetti and flags and pendants. It looks like you find a equivalent of a really fancy crown. Like, I don't want to use Crown Royal as like the standard, but like really fancy velvet bag that seems to have been tucked away with an unopened bottle of very fine liqueur, like the good stuff. Like, it looks like a thief might have stolen it and put it as like a this is like the hidey spot for that thief until like coming back for it.
Pre-game.
Okay. Perfect. Totally mine.
Yeah, this is the top shelf kind of stuff too.
So knowing me, though, I probably already chugged half of it in like one sip, and I'm not interested in sharing it, but I will give each of the others a sip.
All right.
How generous of you.
So you take a swig, Azrael, and it hits like mountain air, and it feels like a waterfall going through you on a hot day, and it gives you 5 temporary hit points. 5 temporary hit points, and if you look up your health, or if you just have a standard sheet, temporary hit points are something that add as a sidebar of health. It's like a magical barrier. It's not your actual hit points. Your hit points don't go up, but you do get a little bit of a buff that that lasts for the day until you fall asleep. 5 temporary hit points. Temporary hit points, for those people wondering, they don't stack with each other. They replace each other. So if you get temporary hit points from another source, you'll just choose the higher of the two numbers and switch them out. You can't heal temporary hit points. And yeah, so that's just a little buff that means you don't need to be, you can have them being full health or low health, doesn't matter.
Cool.
Right on.
Awesome. And if anyone else imbibes, they get the benefit as well.
I'll sniff it and take a couple sips of it. Sneak a second one when she's not looking.
Yeah. At first, it's like a cursory, oh, you're expecting this to be, just grog, ale, just kind of watered down, but it hits, and it is like, it has the color of honey and has the tang of something that has been fermented to perfection with a subtle sweetness behind the potency of it. You get 5 temporary hit points as well.
Awesome.
And you said you took a second drink?
Yes.
All right. You get the benefits of a dragon's breath spell that once per day you can breathe fire.
Ooh.
Can I do spells, or is that
You get this once per day, spew fire at someone. You feel a burning heat in your esophagus that feels pleasant, not like heartburn, but like good brandy, whiskey, cognac.
I want to share with the world?
Yeah, it makes you feel real powerful, and you think you can really exhale fire. We'll see if you ever need to today.
Wow. Okay.
Of course, the
great. So-
divine creature gets
Y'all gotta
fire
have some
breath.
of this.
Azrael
Right.
had 1 sip, Mifa had 2 sips. I have 3.
Yo, 3.
No, I'm
All
just
right.
kidding. I'm just kidding. I actually probably would smell it and be like, that sounds too fancy. I want pure gasoline or nothing.
You're just like, I want lamp oil.
Yeah. It's the hobgoblin way.
That
And
is
you're
so
like, light
awesome.
me on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we can
I
breathe
want
fire now.
I want my
so.
sweat to be flammable. Yes.
I'll take just 1 sip of it.
All right. You get the temporary hit points. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, so is there anybody else of note in this town square other than the alchemy guy?
Let me check. You only got sorry, you didn't get high enough to see some of the people,
Okay.
but that was the most interesting person in your perceptive field.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there any like side alleys or anything like
There's
that?
plenty, yeah. Right now you're just overlooking the plaza, which is, like I said, a speckled, spectacle of a few shops still open. Not much. There are side alleys branching out away from this kind of octagonal plaza at the base of the tower.
What do they look like?
Dark and shady, and occasionally you can see maybe workers at the local restaurants taking a break under the illumination of a cigar, cigarette, or pipe. Behind one, and another one you can see what looks to be some kids rushing back with some shiny coins dropping at their feet, and they quickly stop to pick them up and keep running. You can hear the shouting of someone very angry after them, not willing to keep up as they're out of breath. And you see a pair of eyes peeking out from a manhole that as soon as you look at them, the manhole closes.
Seems legit.
Does anybody else see it?
They could do perception checks to see that.
Yeah. Definitely don't.
Yeah, and I see
No.
nothing.
No.
Well, you don't know. You have pleasure. You have a bonus to your roll, all of you.
7 that's with my.
Well, you see all of that because this person rolled really low. It was
okay.
yeah, and your
Okay.
pleasure was really high. What else what did Lizzie get?
Let's see. 3 + 2, 5 + 2, 7.
All right, your pleasure is also very high. You also see that.
Can I detect thoughts on the thing in the sewer?
You can.
I would like to do that.
All right. So they have to make a save against your spell, I believe.
Let me pull it up.
And they do so at disadvantage because of villain disadvantage. They fail. So normally you can read surface thoughts in an area, whatever's going on. You hear pretty much the ambient noise in 30 feet in all directions of, someone saying, he said he'd be here during the break. I bet he's cheating on me. You hear a great deal of, oh God, my back. Oh, I wish I was younger. And you hear, hurry up, Pip. Hurry up, Pip. Come on, Pip. Hurry. Oh God, you're gonna get caught. He's gonna get caught. We should bail. And then you hear kind of in that targeted area that you're kind of watching, you hear, Ralph need food. Ralph need cheese. Cheese and meats. Cheese and meats. Cheese and meats.
In his little mind, I want to be like,
can you talk to someone with detect? I think you can only hear their thoughts. I don't know if you can speak to their thoughts.
questions verbally directed at the target creature naturally shape the course of its thoughts. So I think I can ask him questions and he thinks that he's thinking it himself.
What? I must look this up. This comes up so rarely in the game. So, all right. Detect thoughts. Okay. Questions verbally directed. So you have to verbally direct them.
Oh, I have to say them out loud.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I love that, by the way.
Ponder aloud. I wonder where we could find meats or cheeses around here.
Okay.
Just like I'm looking around, I'm kind of like as I'm facing them, I say it, but it's as if I'm just kind of pondering. But really,
okay. All right.
Really, it's pointed.
Do a persuasion check.
Not good.
We're doing great today, guys.
Get your low rolls out now. It's way better than in battle or something.
3. I guess Sewer Kid is not the worst person to lose these to, but I bet he can beat that though.
All right. You can hear the thoughts kind of change, and they go, they are looking for cheese and meats. Maybe I will follow. Rolf will follow.
But I did actually ask that question out loud. Do you guys see any cheeses or meats anywhere?
That's right. She's like wondering, like, I wonder where we can get some cheese, like a charcuterie board.
I mean, I'm totally down for food. Always.
Y'all are just gonna let me ponder out loud and ignore me.
Loud. I kind of go up to Rarger and I say, meat and cheese now of all times. You didn't think to eat while we were in the tower. You didn't now. Why now?
Yeah, like
there
right
was
outside
an
of
elf
the
in the tower. I was supposed to eat in front of an elf.
Didn't know we were hateful today, but okay, Rarger, sure.
And Red has gifted Rarger some pleasure for Rarger's future roles here. Thank you, Red.
Thank you.
Red for the red one.
Did any of you bring any meat and cheese for this little outing of ours? Oh, check your pockets.
You know, I think we'd probably smell it at this point if we had meat or cheese in our pockets. But
I mean, didn't we kind of just wake up?
We also had a battle. So I mean, I can understand why she's hungry.
Maybe you did work up an appetite, Rarger.
If you all are looking for some food, it is going to be hard to find, says the man in the alchemist badge and the robes, this hood up. Everyone is taking a break from work, but I do happen to know of a place where a man does owe me a favor, and occasionally I visit him, and he provides a great, bountiful meal of meats, cheeses, fruits, and snacks of certain cracker consistency. The man lacks for the spices, but that's all right. Apologize. I am Dequarius Green.
Oh, Dequarius.
What a name.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I'm technically Dequarius Green Jr.
Oh.
How long has your family been in town, Dequarius?
The Greens are people who have found themselves gifted in the alchemical ways for many generations now. In fact, I cannot think of my family without being associated, without being associating even part of the drowned city when it was dry.
So you must know quite a few families who also grew up in this area.
Perhaps I do.
Would you say that you're familiar with a family by the name of Graves?
Yes, I am. The Artificers.
What do you know about them?
A great smattering of mythos around their founding. Supposedly, about 2 generations back, they came from another plane of existence. Can you believe it? Portal hoppers from another multiversal plane. It is rumored their plane was dying after some great, horrible, world-ending threat consumed it all. But that could be the rantings of mad genius, as is notable in the Graves family tree. Great artifice, unfortunate luck, insanity. But if you want to know the real tea, I can spill it. Walk with me.
Can I check to see if this guy's good or evil?
Yeah, do an
I've
insight
got a spell
check
for that, right?
You can just kind of you have detect. Yeah, you have detect good and evil. You can cast it.
Okay.
All All right. So let me check detect good and evil as a spell and what it actually gives you. We have detect thoughts. We have detect good and evil. You guys are loaded here. Detect good and evil. Okay. All right. Verbal and somatic. So you actually, while standing up to this person, you have to make a noise and make a gesture. So they know you're casting a spell. It's not a sneaky thing, unfortunately.
I mean, I'm not a very sneaky person.
Right.
So.
All right. So for 10 minutes while concentrating, you can tell if someone is an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead. Within 30 feet of you, as well as where they are. Let's see. Similar, if there's a place or object within 30 feet that's been magically consecrated or desecrated, it can pierce most barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of steel, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt. Okay. The person that you're speaking to is not an aberration, not a celestial, not an elemental, not a fae, not a fiend, and not undead. They just seem to be a normal man. They don't unfortunately, detect evil and good. Unfortunately, it doesn't say if they are good or evil, which is a misnomer for the spell, but it would tell you the nature of something. He seems to be just a man, older, a little bit of a crooked nose kind of popping out from underneath the shade of his hood. But he says, if you walk with me, I'll tell you the greatest tea of the family.
We walk with him.
Yeah.
1 pace behind, but walk with
Plus, he might lead us to some meat and cheese.
or other goodies.
Yeah.
At this point, you join him, and he kind of walks very slowly, but you guys get to kind of keep your eyes out for what's going on at this pace. And he says, well, the House of Graves was put into some question a while ago when the youngest son, Desire Graves. Yes. Sorry, I'm going to go check my notes to make sure I didn't mess this up on the D names.
All the D's.
Yes, Darius Desire Graves. It actually is his middle name. I got confused by. Was caught. With the distribution of something called Grimstone. Have you heard of this?
I haven't. What is that?
Grimstone is in the alchemical field, we call it a neurological agent. Something that can take the faculties that make a person and subdue them into just a basic animal. Make them as simple as cattle, a beast of burden, or worse. This is a highly illegal substance, as it is used in the modalities of taking away a person's agency so that their body can be used to whatever end. It is a dark thing in the alchemical world to know that such magics, secrets, and chemical alterations in potion making can be used to remove a person's life from their eyes and keep them as this thing for the purpose of whoever controls them.
How long does this last? When does it wear off?
Doesn't. It is a permanent neutering of the frontal mind. It is like etching away at the texture of a beautiful made mosaic so that it is flush and colorless. It is a destroying of the art piece of the mind, leaving something more malleable to be painted over.
Talk of this as if you've seen someone who has had too much.
I have. I am an alchemist. It is a great thing that we decree to do no harm, but this is Farrakho, and there are potions, and there are poisons, and both fall under the alchemical guild's power. Though, I'll say this, Grimstone is the worst thing that you could ever be in possession of, next to maybe a Viscalian wasp queen. That is one of the 2 things that if you have on you, sentenced to death immediately, front of the line.
Have any of us ever, just as a person, Have any of us ever seen a Viscarian wasp queen?
Go ahead and all of you give me knowledge. Nature.
17.
Bad.
20.
Wow. We're on fire today. All of
Two.
a sudden.
Now we are.
Now you are.
I don't know. I rolled a 2, so.
Okay. Has rolled.
Wait,
I can see you just
plus-
smashing bugs.
Plus
Ah, no.
nature?
Yep.
Bunny?
Wait, what's nature?
I mean, 2 plus nature is still going to be probably 8 at the
Maybe
best.
she has plus 12. I'm just kidding.
Where is it on my list?
Knowledge, nature. Nature.
Are you on D&D Beyond?
Or do you have a physical copy? Yeah. So go and look at the left side of the middle and go down alphabetically to either knowledge or nature. I forget what the character sheets look like off the top of my head.
Oh. Nature, I have 1.
So 3 total. No worries. Plus some pleasure, but it's not much. You think all wasps are just worth smashing. And
But I
you
thought
know.
I loved nature. What happened here?
Not wasps.
It must have been that alcohol
wasps are the
I
one
found.
thing that don't contribute
wasps
in
in
any
particular.
in any way to the natural order of things. But Viscalian wasps, all you know to that, but their name is they're known as death wasps. Yeah,
Okay, that makes
they're
more sense.
they're really bad. Mifa, what did you get?
15.
Okay, Mifa, we'll go to you and then we'll finish up at the top. Mifa, you know that death wasps or Viscalian wasps are the wasps that have an incredible mutation in both 2 ways. One is that their stingers are half their body, and they can grow up to basically stingers are like small stiletto knives. And the wasps themselves are as big as a big man's hand, with the stinger being about big pinky length. And it has a vicious sting that is able to paralyze, making the prey excruciating, like fire burning death. As once you're paralyzed, you become ripped apart by their sharp mouths and their stingers as they basically liquefy you.
I agree with Chad. This is a time to like spit some fire at these things.
Yeah.
And
Go Mifa, Spitfire.
Mifa, your understanding, like with your memory of this, like rumors about this stuff, someone in possession of a queen which can breed rapidly could create a whole new like nest or hive anywhere. And once they're there, they're hard to get rid of. They have to call in like people with flamethrowers, and even then,
good.
taking
I just drank that
casualties.
drink, so
Right. The rest of you, Rargur and Lazuli, you guys know that the Viscalians have a amongst all that other knowledge, they have a unique trait in that once they can smell the pheromones of a dead Viscalian wasp, they get put into a rage and frenzy, and they get angrier and angrier and more violent and more capable of killing the more of the dead ones there are. And so if you kill one, you're marked with a pheromone that they can track you, and if they smell it, they will hunt you down and kill you. They can tell the difference between your eyes and any other part of your body, so they go for the eyes. And their hives have taken over entire townships, to the point where the townships had to be just leveled with Mage Guild fireball magic.
I think I missed something. I missed the like backstory that the Aquarius was giving us, and then all of a sudden there was a queen that's like these killer bees. Like,
so he said the
what's
2
that?
things that you can in alchemy that you could be in possession of that could get you instantly death
Like,
penalty in
does he
Farrakhan.
have one? Does he have a queen right now? Do we
No,
have to
so
battle?
So he said if you're in possession of brimstone, instant death
Okay.
penalty.
Okay.
And if you are in possession of a queen, it is basically the queen is destroyed. Make sure there's no hive, and the person who brought that queen to Farrakhan is on display, killed in public as soon as possible.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, that's why there's no threat immediately here. And yes, and so the Aquarius looks at you guys and says, "Yes, indeed." There's very few things, but the young Master Graves, the youngest, he was ran out of town, exiled by his father for peddling brimstone or being possession of it. I don't know, but essentially lucked out in avoiding the death penalty aspect, but was expressively removed from the line of succession permanently. Not that he was the younger brother, with the elder Saracen being naturally always able to inherit the family's power, prestige, land, and such. Though it's said that Saracen Graves had left for the war under the Grand Archon's military might.
And did
Is
he
it
ever
said that
return?
he's returned?
I hardly keep up with all the gossip and news, but I've heard he recently returned, though horribly maimed by the war, always wearing a mask. It is said that he despises even looking upon his own face and has any such paintings and portraits destroyed, old historical pieces, even gifts given to other families and such, removed from history. Such, I think, was the mutilation of his face so complete that he is unable to look upon what he used to be.
Backstory for this guy.
Mhm.
Are we still walking to the
And then
inn?
so you find yourselves walking in to an inn called the Androgynous Fox. And it has like a foxy feminine form that is both masculine and feminine. It's like a wispy, almost like a Kindred carving, like a League of Legends Kindred kind of style character, where I don't know if you're familiar, but it's very anthropomorphic and yeah. So it's mostly empty, but there seems to be a barkeep that says, "Aquarius, you're early." Yes, I have your potions as needed. I hope the family is well. Make sure that these are taken 12 hours apart. And he kind of the man looks nervously at the four for you and says, "Yes, of course. I know you've been giving me this medicine for quite a while now. Yeah, I know I must make sure I do my due diligence after all. Perhaps you can serve us some meats and cheese. I know that there's been a craving, and I know that with the lull in the day, there are very few shops open. Perhaps you can warm your hearth and kitchen to us." Of course, no problem at all, old friend. And he goes off, and kind of while he's back there, he calls out, "I suppose you'll want something to wash it down."
Absolutely.
How about you? 2 Goliaths could probably drink a lot.
Yes, sir.
I totally forgot that you're dressed up like me.
Yeah. You're like, oh, yeah, of course.
It's like, yeah, I can drink 2
Julie.
people's worth. We got this.
What are you gonna drink?
I'll have what she's having.
Lazuli, what are you gonna have to drink?
Water for now.
Water. Oh. That's what we're doing. I was like,
right.
what do fish people drink?
That's hilarious.
I mean, I got the ability to breathe fire the last time I drank something. So anything. Let's try something new.
All right. Yeah, you guys just get some good pear ciders,
Okay.
some waters, and meat and cheese and apple board with some grapes as well. It's luxurious enough, well-to-do establishment, but Dequarius insists on putting the coins down on the table for the payments and says, I suppose it would be Ferokian of me if I invited you and didn't pay. With that said, I can't help but see that you are inquiring about the Graves family and wearing the Graves family colors. What's that about, if I may ask?
We've recently been employed by somebody claiming to be a member of the Graves family, and we were just seeing if we could learn anything about from the locals, the history of our new employer.
Well, you can't do much better than the Graves house, but I'll have to say the Green family is powerful as well. Alchemy is a good thing that helps many tiers of society. Medicine at the lowest level, medicine at the highest level, enhanced physical elements of magical potions, I'm sure, potions that exist strictly to increase your strength, speed, your splendor, your ability to woo, your ability to fight, ability to shrug off disease, of course, damage, ability to grow in size or shrink. Goodness, sleep potions. I even know a lot of the elite tiers owe the Aquarius family a lot for that type of potion that helps old men court the young whores of the city, if you can call it that.
Call it that. Well, sounds like you're a good family to get to know.
It can't hurt to have friends in high places, but I'm of the mind that you can have friends anywhere and be fine. After all, if all your friends are around you, there will be no one for your enemies to spurn on. And that is the way of Farako, with the veiled barons. Everyone is trying to make friends faster than they're making enemies. It is a dangerous realm. He coughs and covers his mouth lightly. Perhaps I can sell or trade potions to each of you if you're interested. I always have my supply on me. And he pats a satchel on his hip.
While he's talking, I kind of want to put a couple of sausages up my sleeves, which are
I'm really glad you finished that sentence.
Into your sleeve pockets. Got it.
Which are disguised,
nice
so you might not even be able to see
right,
them.
the illusion. Yeah.
And politely excuse myself to go to the bathroom, but really I'm going out into the alley and just dropping the sausages on the floor.
Okay, go ahead and do a sleight of hand check with advantage, as this man is indulgently kind of enjoying the, entertaining the people around the table with conversation.
Yeah, nat 20.
Nice. I love this so much that you're just like, and then kind of walk away into that side alley.
I would have to walk like this too.
Yeah, that's
Implement.
yeah. The key is this. This is how you would, Oh man. All right. At that point, you kind of drop the sausages. Do you stay to see if someone pops out of a nearby manhole? And
I'm gonna give a short pause, but I don't really want to stick around for too long because I don't want to draw attention to myself too much.
Okay. Give me
this illusion won't last if somebody takes too hard of a look at it. So
okay. Give me a perception check to kind of, as you're walking back in, to kind of leave the door cracked open long enough to kind of look over at the sausages.
1. 3, I mean.
You got a 3 total?
Oh boy.
I rolled a 1.
Oh, okay. Do you want to reroll? We have rerolls.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, we want 21 more rerolls just in case you guys need them. And who knows, you might.
19.
There you go.
Thank you for the rerolls.
Yes, good use of the reroll right there. As you see the manhole immediately scoot over, and surprisingly quietly, actually. It almost like someone lifted up and had a cloth already kind of thrown to land the metal on. And they got a system, where it doesn't clang on the cobblestones. And you see this cat folk that looks more like Puss in Boots than any normal sized cat folk. It's almost like the same way halflings and hobbits are to humans. This is to the tabaxi, the leonin. There's something kind of a shrunken and starved looking cat person, and you can hear their mind go, Rolf has been blessed. Rolf will eat tonight. And just immediately like sausage, and then like is trying to decide which one to like eat first and just goes, and then just like goes scurrying back away and says, Rolf has been blessed by the gods of sausages.
I am the sausage god.
I am the sausage
I knew
god.
it.
Wait, but don't you kind of look like me right now? So do I get credit for that?
So she looks like a Goliath. But
Oh,
not
a
looks like
Goliath.
you.
You're
Yeah,
the
she's
sibling of a sausage god.
yes. All right. And then you come back to the rest of the group talking about what is it that you guys want to have kind of continued on the conversation about?
I was too distracted with the sausages. I can't remember what we
It
were
happens.
talking about.
It happens.
Here, I have a question. So you talk about everybody in town wanting to be friends, which I think is a wonderful thing. And yet you've gone to war before. Who was this against?
Who have I gone to war?
The town, it sounds.
Oh yes, Farrakho has the Grand Archon. He has great leeway over the military arm of things, but he has to get the, I guess you could say, permission of the Veiled Barons. It's a fine, confusing political arrangement. We have gone to war in the past with Samaria to the north. But previously, we had recently fought the Solarians for our independence. We are a proud people with a rich history that refuse to be assimilated into a band of nations that have decided to be under the blanket of the Solarian flag. As gorgeous as it is, a beautiful sun and all that, yes, but us Farrakho natives, we refuse to abandon our rich history. As small as we are compared to the other city-states and kingdoms, we are fiercely powerful, as is the nature of condensed wealth. Per capita, Farrakho is one of the wealthiest places in the world. You just need to know where to be to enjoy it. What are your ambitions serving the Graves House family? And to that point, if you are new and intrigued, perhaps you could be employed by yours truly to keep me abreast of rumors and gossip. I find myself insatiably curious of that tea. As an alchemist, I enjoy it.
Spill the tea, girl.
And when you say employed, what would that imply?
Everyone has a price. Everyone has a price for simple things and sometimes complicated things. All I ask is the simple things that every now and then we can have a board of fruits and meats together and have drinks. I could supply you with potions and you could keep me in the loop on what the Graves House is up to. Your master, the Saracen Grace, has been very mysterious since he's returned. Most nobles, you understand, they have soirees. They rub elbows. They rub in each other's face success. This one is different. Not like his father or mother, who are very socialitical. He is private. I've heard he associates himself with a lot of the lower class. Very unusual behavior. Hard to trust someone who doesn't act up to the status quo, I say.
I mean, quite tempting if we get like this regular food and fun.
I mean, all you have to do is tell me, what would you like in a potion, and I will give it to you. I saw you perk up when I said growing in size. Perhaps you want to be bigger and stomp people.
Stompier. I mean, very enticing.
I mean, I can see you drinking a potion, being as tall as this here building, and, smacking a bandit or two across a highway. Who knows?
What do you
I'll go
guys
along
think?
with whatever my friends say.
How Delvian of you. I see the shield. I recognize the sign of Delvia. A very go with the flow goddess, I hear.
Well, you've been very generous to us. I think it would only be right for us to have some sort of a friendship and camaraderie here. I'm open to this agreement.
And I guess I never caught your names. What was it?
Oh, Lazuli.
Lazuli. You seem that this whole point of your motivations are what's right. Are you someone who cares about what's right?
Aren't we all?
I'll play along. There are more than one ways to describe right. There's always more stories than the same one, more sides to a coin, I suppose. I personally don't care about right and wrong. I think the greatest advancements in history were caused by some of the most atrocious things. War has created engineering marvels. The need for ways to do harm has created absolute interesting advances in alchemy, but more importantly, the need for that harm to be met with healing has caused some of the greatest alchemical medicines. Wrong and right be damned. If we lived everything by the right, we would still live in caves.
Well, I would argue that and say maybe not all war is wrong. Maybe there are reasons people go to war.
Holy reasons, he looks over at Delia, and perhaps reasons more pragmatic as he looks over to you, or reasons of culture, and he looks over to the Goliaths, people he perceives to be Goliaths at least.
You say you want information. What do you plan on doing with this information?
If I'm going to be honest, I say information in this city at the higher tiers is as good as, if not better than platinum even. I happen to have access to people who have ears more keen to the words that you hear than you'll ever find in this town. Now, the things you might hear might mean nothing to you. Things that the Graves house might be up to, or Saracen himself might proudly speak to you in confidence, might not necessarily be a betrayal to, of course, confer with me, because I simply just know that there is power to knowledge, to be able to make moves in this world accordance with avoiding folly by being informed. I'm not saying you can't trust the Graves house, but I'm saying if you can't trust yourselves, then why can't I trust you? And why can't we profit from this trust? No one's getting hurt, if that's the thing you care about.
I'm sorry, I missed who he wants us to spy on.
The Graves family.
Oh,
Our
okay.
employer.
Kind of anything
Yeah.
juicy in general.
Anything juicy in general, yes.
Or just, it sounds like he can pull information from whatever we kind of
Exactly.
say.
I mean, guys,
Hmm.
like, we're called Sirens and Secrets, so we should probably do this.
Um,
Man.
He's someone said, Prince of Gotham said, he's sketchy. I like him.
I mean, it sounds like we're getting paid with like
Yeah,
food and drink and
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 stuff like
potential
that.
status.
Yeah, we could all use
he's
some
giving
services.
me bad vibes, though. I'm not digging it.
Are you saying
I'm
this?
not
You have to be
saying
saying
much.
this like
No,
in
no, no.
person.
I'm not saying much because I'm not trying to draw attention to myself, but I'm just kind of observing and like watching everybody else get really suckered into what he's saying, and watching his body language is giving me
The heebie-jeebies.
yeah, because my people are not good. So I know what it's like when people aren't good.
Yeah.
Would I be getting bad vibes from this guy? Like, would he be
You need
displaying any similar
insight? Insight is the key
insight?
to determining like the difference between your character and you in these moments. You guys all have incredible emotional intelligence as people in real life. Your characters might not, and it's fair to say that the insight skill determines.
But not being trusting of people is very in character.
Oh, very in character.
So I got 17.
Okay, yeah. You can tell there's layers to this person. To the point where you could be as suspicious as thinking your meeting was no accident, to the point where like this person might be more than just as aloof as they seem. Alternatively, you think that this person also just might be an opportunist and sees people wearing the garb of graves, not being, and much more than perhaps guards, and has probably made a point of entreating people, guards or employees of different faction houses, and kind of had this enjoying kind of pleasantries arranged. And in a world where people don't want to work the 9 to 5 or do want access to a bit more like magic, a good alchemist is definitely a friend to have, and he's leveraged that probably pretty well. And that seems to be at the very least personal gain is his ankle, not exactly like I'm going to ruin someone else's life. It's just I want to have more, and that's what he's doing, is making sure he has more in the form of knowledge and whispers and secrets. He doesn't seem to have like a personal vendetta bubbling underneath his eyes, or a murderous psychopathic delight in planning an assassination or something like that.
Okay.
I mean, he said no one was going to get hurt from it.
Yeah, I kind of see Rarger being a little bit hesitant, and I turn to her and kind of put a hand on wherever her Goliath shoulder may be, and turn her a little bit to the side, walk a couple paces away, and I say,
your hand goes through the illusion to touch her shoulder, and it causes this ripple effect as your hand goes through. A very public. Thankfully, there's not many people who see that, but you
back it up so it's not as obvious.
Yeah, you're like,
good point. And I kind of pull her aside and I say, just because we enter this relationship does not mean we can not exit it. He seems like somebody who appreciates honor and fairness, and if he breaks his side, we can break ours. Vice versa. He's promised us certain things. If he doesn't deliver, then we don't deliver.
I don't know if I was close enough to hear that little side conversation, but I totally agree.
That's fair.
I don't know what to do, so I panic and I cast a minor illusion of like bullets outside.
What outside?
I don't know, bullets or clanging or some kind of battle outside.
Okay.
Like we gotta go. Like something is happening. We gotta get out of here.
All right.
Oh no. Oh no, there's a hullabaloo. Let's get out of here.
All right, give me a deception check.
Oh no, a distraction.
Distraction.
Ninja smoke.
19.
All right. That's a really good, very convincing distraction, as you're pretty much kind of stepping away with Lazuli, and then just kind of shield the spell casting with your body, creating a great amount of sounds and clamor, to the point where immediately you can see that Dequarius is kind of grabbing his satchel and clutching it. Says, "Perhaps I can even pay you to escort me safely."
I mean, now he's paying.
That I could get behind. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm taking through the back alley, away from
Where are we going?
away
Where are we
from
escorting
the
you?
sounds, and like where the tabaxi was, and get him out that way.
All right. You go back the same way that you had dropped those sausages off, and you see a little note written by the manhole.
Grabbing it.
And it says, "Thank you, sausage god. I hope to one day be strong enough to provide sausages for others. But for now, I give you this warning. There is a great monster in the Undercity, a terrifying beast. Beware of Velkaj."
This sounds like a side quest.
And it's like signed with a little dirty paw print.
Okay. I'll pocket it for now because we're on a mission.
Okay, yeah, you're moving through.
I'm not gonna share this knowledge. I'm just gonna keep moving.
All right, you guys are kind of surrounding Dequarius as he moves down the alleyway, and
Wait, did he pay us in advance, or did he just offer and we're like,
he just
yeah,
offered.
sure. Oh shit. Okay.
Hold him to it, Bunny.
That's right.
All right.
We didn't
Um,
even discuss how much.
Yeah, you guys get him like 2 blocks away, through the alleys and finally to a side street into an open, so, another like small plaza. Like Spain is full, like but Spain and Venice are full of these kind of little plaza spots with fountains. And he kind of is catching his breath, having kind of walked or hustled pretty hard with his limp. And he kind of leans on his cane, grabs his satchel, and reaches in and pulls out a bag of coins and says, I didn't expect our first transaction to happen so soon, but thank you for being so quick to protect me. I will not forget this.
Brownie points. I'll grab the coin bag and throw it to Lazuli because I know that she cares about coins. And I know Meef is just going to throw them away, so I'm definitely not handing them over to her.
All right.
Don't give her
But
any money.
I trust that Lazuli is going to keep them safe.
Lazuli, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh God. Okay. Where's my dex?
Rargur, the sausage god. It's like a hobgoblin myth.
16.
All right. All right. Go ahead and give me an athletics or acrobatics check. Your choice here.
Okay. 15.
All right. You managed to catch the bag of coins that Azrael tosses to you, not before, or just as what looks to be a gang of halflings come running by, or they think they're halflings and you realize they're kids because you've seen halflings before, grab the coin purse out of your hand and immediately huddle and then scatter.
Assholes.
There's 5 of them.
Okay, I start swinging my axe. Let's get rid of these little monsters.
We're swinging at children already. Okay.
Not intended for you.
All right, so you're just like trying to hit them with like the flat end of the axe to like, like kind of like non-lethal.
Disperse them and get my money back. What is this nonsense?
All right, so go ahead and make an attack roll and roll initiatives for everyone here.
Wait.
Going to battle with
We're going to battle for children.
Yeah, these urchin children are being swung on by a Goliath.
These urchins. Okay, wait. So for an attack roll, is that a
D20?
D20 and
it
then
is. Okay.
Attack bonus. Yep.
16 plus.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So like I said, they huddled. These 5 kids huddled and dispersed. So I'm going to do a percentile chance to see if are you aiming for the one you think has the bag? Because they all are acting like they have the bag. They're all kind of doing this kind of well-practiced con where they just kind of, you don't know who has it.
Is there any way that like my axe is big enough that I can kind of like generally get the clump of them because they're halflings?
So yeah, they're really small, but they're also very quick. And so they're in that way, they're hard to hit. So you can only make 1 attack roll per target. And I think, let's see, what level are you?
4. All of us are 4.
Okay, 4. Okay.
Okay. I was like, is this a trick question?
Like,
all right. So yeah, you get 1 attack and we'll see if you hit the right one.
Oh.
Do you think Saracen will approve of us aiming at children in his city?
I don't care. They're stealing from us.
All right,
we'll get paid more money.
Roll your weapon damage as you smack the flat of your axe into the side of a kid's head.
Oh my God.
Is that another D20 or is it something different?
So you use an axe, or wait, what weapon? You have an axe, right? So it's a D12.
Great axe.
Yeah, D12 plus your strength modifier. I think it's right there in the weapon damage on your character sheet.
You said plus weapon modifier?
Mm-hmm. Or yeah, it should be like D12 plus something on your sheet there next to weapon, great axe, wherever you have great axe written. I don't know if you have it written down actually.
I have your sheet pulled up. Let's see.
Okay, thank you. I rolled a 9.
Oh, damn.
But
Yeah, you're let's just say your minimum 9 plus, like you got like probably +3 or 4. I think it's +4 actually. No, maybe even +5. You're super strong. You're knocking a kid out, basically.
yes.
Just, boom,
No.
This
just
better
see
be
this
the
kid
right
just-
child.
and
Either that or scares the rest of them into submission. What is this nonsense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 1d12 plus 5.
Oh Jesus! Yeah, you just see
Damn,
this
I
kid
thought
just
I
go.
was the evil one.
Um,
Oh my
all
God.
right, everyone, roll initiatives if you guys are gonna try to do something about this. Yeah, either to
17.
interfere or help. Yeah, 17. Okay,
18.
18. Okay, and Mifa, would you?
19.
19. Wow. Okay. Okay.
Nice.
So we'll go Mifa, Lazuli, Rarker, the kids, and then back to the top with Azrael. So Mifa.
I'm going to try to reason with everybody that we can always get more gold, that this was just an outing before our next adventure. I don't want to be late for Saracen Graves. Look at all this like outfits that he decked us out in. Like I'm like, no, let's like go home. What I have a question. During all this, where is our guy that was just talking to us?
He is stunned. He has as stunned as the rest of you as he was right
Darius.
there.
Okay.
Oh no, that wasn't Darius. He was talking about the Darius. You're talking about. Oh wait, did you say Dequarius or Darius?
Oh,
Aquarius.
Aquarius. I mean,
Yes, yeah. Dequarius
Dequarius.
is close to Darius.
Green
Yeah, so
Junior. That guy.
Dequarius Green Junior. I love that you remembered
Okay.
the Green Junior part. Yeah. So yes, you have it in your power to calm everyone. Give me a persuasion check at advantage.
This is why I wasn't handing the money over to you. Jeez.
Eternally Mortal said, "This is the berserker barbarian advocating for calmness and peace," right?
Yeah.
Yes, you're absolutely correct. This is the best juxtaposition I've seen in a long, long time.
That's it's another me when I rage. Okay, so
She's not herself.
Just herself,
15.
which
Yeah.
16. Okay. Every one of you give me a if you would not want to be affected by her force of personality, let me know. But otherwise, if you think she's speaking reasonably about, hey, we can make more money. We should probably not knock the hell out of kids' heads with weapons.
And end up in jail or God knows what would happen.
No, we were protecting this guy and our money, and these are little heathens. I fully stand where I'm at.
Paladin
Okay.
oath of ancients is oath of boomers now. Ancient people. All right.
Hard-earned money is hard-earned money. I'm not here to smash kids' heads in, but we should get the money back.
Well, there's 4 conscious kids left. Lazuli, what do you want to do after seeing kind of Mifa kind of stand on her ethical soapbox of, ooh, this seems shady?
It's wrong to let thieves get away with it.
Yeah.
I agree with Rugger.
All right. So what does the lawful evil person do?
I would like to cast darkness
Oh, snap.
towards the children to cover them in a shroud of darkness.
All right. They are all blinded because no one can see through magical darkness. So they are kind of gathered, waiting for their moment of where do they go.
Okay. And as they're covered in darkness, I kind of step into the darkness, and as I do, my eyes glow blue, and smoke seems to be coming out of my pores, and in a very deep, threatening voice, I tell them that they should drop the coin and run.
All right. Intimidation with advantage.
I'm gonna need that advantage. That was a 6. Okay, there we go. 17.
All right. You hear like the pretty much crying surrender of young rapscallion children and the sound of the coin bag landing somewhere in the direction of your scary voice on the floor, with the kind of like that bean bag coin heap sound on cobblestones. And you can hear them kind of like, some of them are like crying. Rarger, what do you want to do? Hearing this and not able to see it because the digital darkness is all consuming. You're standing out of the darkness next to Azrael and Mifa and Aquarius, but Lazuli has created scary dark magic and is warning these street orphans.
Well, if they've dropped their coins, then I guess there's not much else that I would care to do. We're getting our money back. I'm not going into the darkness. That would be crazy. So I'll just hang loose.
Unless you don't want to like make your little image disappear, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Sounds like the kids have given up and given up the money, and they've just decided to run out of the darkness. One even runs into a wall. You kind of hear them like, oh, like just like,
Oops.
And at that point, we'll say combat's over. You can disperse the darkness if you want, Lazuli.
Yeah, I kind of disperse the darkness and stoop to pick up the pouch and kind of scoop it up as my eyes turn back to normal and the smoke stops.
All that's left is a kid bleeding from his head on the ground next to where Azrael swung her axe.
Oh my God.
Aquarius is immediately pulling out a healing kit and tending to the head wound that is gushing. Lazuli, you discover the bag has 10 platinum coins, which is the equivalent of 100 gold.
Wow.
This kind of feels like a scam on our part just because Farger made a little noise outside that kind of scared everyone in the first place.
Yeah, it was a bit scammy, but it worked out.
No one else is aware.
I'm like looking at the platinum, like thinking how blessed I would be. Like I'm just like staring and having
So
these like
much
delusions.
Look,
quote,
just
my
smack
God,
you in
would
the head
love
if you
that.
try to do
Like,
this.
I'm like envisioning like me like donating the money to my God, and she says all these wonderful things like, "Yes, you were my chosen one, and yes, you were blessed, you were my favorite." And I'm just like,
Oh my God.
I'm like in my own world right now.
I love that the quote from last game, which is like, "You're all blessed to be my friends." What was it? Yeah.
I'm so blessed, and you're blessed to be with me.
Yes, there it is. That was it. Aquarius kind of looks up horrified at Azra and goes, "What is wrong with you?"
They were stealing. What do you expect?
It's not a oh my goodness. Death penalty. We talked about this. You essentially meted out a death penalty to this child in one swing. You very well could have done instant death.
Well, maybe he should have thought his choices before he stole from us.
Or maybe, Azrael, maybe punishment should match the crime.
Well, maybe it was a bit stronger than I expected.
Okay, there we go. We apologize for our friend's actions.
And that is absolutely acceptable by my standards, but goodness.
You only wanted us for our knowledge anyway, right? I mean, we also saved you, so.
I suppose you did, but that was a bit heavy-handed. I don't want to be associated with child murder.
They didn't die, did they?
But did he die?
Did they die?
I'm guessing none of you have medical expertise, because this is an example of someone bleeding out to death. And if any of you are unable to heal someone, they die.
We are so thankful for our friends. Lazuli really
some
took
medicine.
that situation and took care of it.
Wait a second. You have potions. Do you have any healing potions?
I do. Yes, I do.
Probably take some of those.
Yeah, we thought about that. We
take
totally
now, pay later, and I kind of put my hand out and ask him to give me the potion like ASAP.
Do a persuasion check.
16.
Looking at the chat. Are we the baddies?
Are we the bad guys? Are we the problem?
Are we the drama? I don't think we're the drama.
He looks at you
like, hey, chill out, you guys.
This time he takes off his hood, and you see a very serious face, a man with kind of stony expression, and he says, "I am a man of business, and not to be ushered of my mastercraft so cheaply and so arrogantly. I can see you do not appreciate that I am an alchemist. Be that as it may, it's dangerous because I could easily give you poison and tell you it's a healing potion, and you would never know until that moment where you're reaching for the nectar of life and find it snuffed from your throat.
And that
Fair
sounds like you're the
point.
bad guy instead of us. So, I mean, we're trying to save the kid that I almost knocked out. And
I've already tended to the wounds.
yeah, but like just if you're trying to play
For the
that.
next time that
Yeah.
happens.
So you already
we're
tended
using
to
your
the
potion.
wounds?
I will sell you potions. It looks like you just came into some money. How convenient.
Hmm.
I think it's a good deal, guys.
Like I said,
How
you
many
don't want to
milliliters
find
does it
out at the
have?
last moment that it's poison. Quality assurance is what you're paying for with an alchemist.
How many potions would 1 platinum give us?
Depends on what kind. I get you plenty of hair growing potions if you're balding. As far as something a bit more magical and potent, valuable and useful, it's going to get all 10 for a good potion. Much more for a great potion. And Lazuli, I know you're aware of the Mages Guild. You cast magic just now without being a part of the Mages Guild. I'd be very careful about doing that. That's more me warning you that the banded mages will take you against your will and brand you as a servant of theirs. They're always looking for talented mages.
Can I cast Detect Thoughts again?
Yes, absolutely.
I want to. He's saying some words, but I want to know what he's thinking.
Okay. Let's see. He makes a saving throw. What's your DC on your saving throw? Spell save DC.
Oh, this Wisdom 14.
14. You find his mind is strong, and he passes your saving throw.
Okay.
And he's kind of looking over at you when he says, "And you can cast magic too, then. Interesting. Well, I want my allies out of the imprisonment of the Mages Guild, away from the torture and brainwashing. So let's all keep this to ourselves, that you are unregistered magic users." And once again, we have opportunities to be business partners, but I'm seeing that you guys undervalue the currency of your secrets. You don't have much gold. I'll give you 1 potion for the 10 platinum, a good one at that. But in the future, when we meet, I hope you have something a bit more substance.
1 potion for the 10 platinum?
Oh, yes.
How healed is this kid?
How healed is the kid?
Yeah, you said you healed him a little bit.
He's totally out of mortal threat. He's just kind of recovering unconscious out of threat of bleeding out due to the healing kit, like the first aid.
Yeah, we're trying to get a potion to take with us, not to help the kid.
Okay.
I mean, I could have put the kid out of his misery by doing the sharp end of the
Azriel,
blade,
no.
but-
Azriel, no.
No.
And I can safely say that House Graves is in great danger from its own people, if that's the case.
We're doing a really great job of representing our new employer.
I mean, I want to be friends, but you've put me in a position here where I feel very insulted, even.
And I wanted to be friends too until you threatened me.
I didn't threaten you. I just educated you at the dangers of mistaking an alchemist for someone cheap and easy. Not saying that you are.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we appreciate the warning
Opportunity?
about the Mages Guild.
As I
was
said,
not aware.
you are all more valuable in a position of, let's say, out of bars or worse.
I enjoy bars.
That's not the kind of bar I was referring to. All right, 2 unregistered mages, an alcoholic, and a woman with
and a couple of fish.
and a woman with some sense.
I was gonna say it, but I'm not going to.
He gives you 2 potions and says, one of them is for healing and one of them is poison.
Does this mean we're guessing which one's which?
We don't have to take them right now.
Okay.
We can leave and figure it out.
Consider this a
somewhere
test of your
secretively.
intelligence.
Oh, okay.
If you come back and you've discovered what, then I will find myself in the company of competent individuals.
Maybe Bastion can help us determine which potion is which.
Don't tell him that.
What's a bastion?
It's a friend of ours recently.
She didn't say anything. We're not revealing cards right now.
I must go just in case someone stumbles upon this site. I'm sure the boys'
100%.
friends
I was just
will.
gonna say, we just read Princess Bride,
We did.
and we know how this goes.
I keen powder.
Leafy and I just read that.
All right.
Okay.
I wish you well. Perhaps if you ever want to find me about this time around the siesta, I attend the Androgynous Fox for a good drink and a meat and cheese platter. I wish you well.
Noted.
And he walks away on his cane. Welcome, Al J. Classic murder hobo gang represented here. Yep.
So what shops are around here?
Or are you
Hold
gonna
on,
like
can
bring out
we
anything about that?
debrief
note?
what just happened?
Yeah,
Did he
there's
take the 10 silver from us after he gave us the potion?
Oh, it wasn't 10 silver, it was 10 fucking platinum.
it was 10 platinum. Yeah.
Which I know, Mifa, is hard to understand, but that's a lot.
Money is just a treasure for my god. I don't
Shiny
need to know
is
the
for
Well,
the
it ain't going to
gods.
your god if it's
This
in
is
his
why we
pocket.
don't let her touch the money.
There's always one person in every party, by the way, in every D&D group I ever ran that is like, you can't give them money. And we've had like people who like buy animals, like buy like a petting zoo, like try to like,
oh no.
like that situation. Yeah. I love this. I love this game so much.
I kind of turn to the gang and I say, well, I thought he was going to be our friend, but apparently he really likes to threaten people, really likes to cheat people. Doesn't sound like a righteous man to me at all.
Did we give him the money, or did he just give us 2 random potions and fuck off?
I thought you gave him the money, but if not, then that's okay too.
I don't remember giving him money unless Mifa decided to steal some shit from us.
No.
I had the money. I didn't give it, but if it was a transaction, then we could go with that too.
Yeah, that works.
Wait, which works?
That there was a transaction,
Okay.
but he did give you 2 potions, or 1 potion and a poison. So if you do find out, you'll get double your money worth. But if you don't, you'll be a bit in a detriment.
Yeah.
I think that it will be great knowing somebody who knows a lot about potions in the future.
I
I'd rather
totally
find
want to
someone
have this debrief conversation, but I think we should go back to the clock tower to have it, because we are saying a lot of shit out in public that we should not be talking.
You
Many
can
eyes, many
hear
ears.
detect thoughts still active, by the way,
Yeah.
Roger. You hear,
Oh.
Ralph, here's the sausage god in need. Ralph will follow and help.
I'm not mad.
I'm
Yes.
not mad about it.
Mm-mm.
Please, like,
Ralph
lure him
Ralph
to
will
the clock
hide the
tower.
body.
Yes.
Oh.
Does he just like grab the body of the child that's still
What-
recovering
if
and
you
pull him out of the
leave,
sewers?
if you leave, you just see
Bring
like
it down.
someone just getting dragged. Any body you guys probably kill this campaign is being disappeared by this anonymous
He's the cleanup crew.
pygmy cat folk. Yeah.
Yeah, Ralph just brings it to the underground. We disposes of the bodies for us. It's
We
good.
just have to feed him every once in a while. We got this.
Yeah. Nice.
And-
Ralph
and
is
no
my
one else-
friend, actually.
When
You
did
know
you
what? No.
acquire a stray cat?
Crazy cat goblin.
Yeah, little cat goblins.
Don't be disrespectful.
I'm grateful. We are really truly blessed, guys.
Yeah, I
So
want to be a part
blessed.
of this like side quest of helping out the cat people.
What shops are around before we go back?
weapon shops. What else? Like a kind of like a magic consortium, like a consortium of magical items and trinkets. Let's see. You find a stable with several horses, and it looks like a lot of husbandry equipment and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm ready to head back. We don't have any money, and I think we're going to get kitted out with some
First,
weapons.
Who was around during this exchange? Was there any just standby looky-loos that we might?
You can see that there's like two people, two adults who have kind of walked up in this direction to this plaza alley that you guys are in, and is kind of looking at you guys, and just kind of, as soon as you look up, they just keep walking.
Okay.
They don't want that smoke.
Okay. Cool.
Like the literal smoke, or like the
Yeah.
smoke?
All of it.
It got real
All
dark
the
there
above.
for a second.
It did get real dark.
It got real dark real quick, literally. All right.
Okay.
So you guys are alone.
Okay, let's head back.
Well, you think you're alone. Roger can hear the thoughts of Rolf. Yeah. Happy to serve the sausage god. That's me. All right. You guys
Okay.
go back to the clock tower.
Yes.
Awesome. Love Harley Quinn says hello, everyone. Also hello to everyone on D&D, especially Rebecca.
Hey,
Little hi.
Harley.
That's
Hello.
awesome. And welcome, Wildly Ella. Happy to have you in the chat. Awesome. Prince of Gotham Ralph shall be fed for many days. Captain Redbeard, the best friends help hide the body. That is so true. All right. So you guys return back to the clock tower, having access with your House of Graves badges. In fact, give me a perception check, or not perception check. What was your passive perceptions? I apologize.
Well,
Wait, passage perception?
wait, that's
Oh.
a different thing.
Yeah, it's something you don't need to roll for. Yeah.
12.
14.
Where is it?
Passive. There's senses.
Oh, passive wisdom perception 12. Yeah, that's
Okay.
right.
All right. Let's see. So all of you guys can occasionally see manhole covers popping up behind you guys, and
Oh
like,
my God.
it's like every like 50 yards, manhole cover pops up, and just like this little like mole of something is, but I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. What is that thing? You don't want to know. I didn't want to know. Now I know. What's the line? Don't tell him.
Great reference.
Great reference. Yeah. Thank you so much, Lindsay Lou, for gifting Love Harley Quinn 1. Welcome. All right. So you guys find your way with your access to the clock tower opens up as the magical door reveals itself as you walk in. And you see Bastion standing there as though he waited since the moment you left, going, "Friends are back."
We're meeting a lot of those recently, aren't we?
That is a good thing, yes.
Yes.
More friends,
Absolutely.
more stories. Is everything okay? Are any of you hurt? There's a bit of blood on your great axe, Azrael.
About that. I think I just need to clean this off a little bit.
Of course, but you are all 100% boo-boo free?
Yes, but I'm kind of hungry. Do you have some more food?
Yes, we have to keep up. 220 more grams of protein coming on the way.
I
Perfect.
do have a quick
Thank you.
question before you start making food. Can you detect the difference between potion substances, whether one would be beneficial and one would be detrimental to our health?
Yes, I have the facilities to do a analysis on potion consistency. It will take 1 hour.
Perfect. Enough time to eat.
Lazuli, do you have the potions?
I do, and I hand them over, but before I put them in his, I'm assuming very large metal hands. Before I put them in his hands, I say, easy now. 1, 2 drops, whatever the minimum is. Please don't use these whole potions.
Of course. I will make sure that you are able to understand the contents to the best of my knowledge. My creator was a master in such artifice and alchemy. All right. Food will be ready. Please relax. It will be brought to you.
Much.
Beep boop.
Shaking off my illusion.
Oh, I like that flavor.
me
Shaking
again.
it off.
Yeah.
Welcome, Mad Goose 666. Sol. Good to have you. All right. So we'll just say you guys rest, and we got some food in you, and we do have Bastion coming back and saying, this one is a level 2 or grade 2 healing potion, and this one is a grade 1 poison.
Okay. Thank you so much.
What do the grades mean?
It refers to the potency on a scaling of, I believe, 4 or even 5, though I have never come in contact with a grade 5 of any kind.
So is the smaller number less strong?
Correct.
Or
Excellent, Azrael. You are very astute.
Gold star.
Oh my
Very
Oh,
god.
thank you,
Met-
Bastion.
Metal hands clanking together.
Clank, clank.
Friends should be acknowledged with affirmations, especially regarding traits about theirs that are more choices than physical appearance based.
So sweet.
Oh, so sweet.
All right, gang, where to now?
How much time do we have until our card game?
Let's see, about 3 hours.
Okay.
Okay.
We might want to get cleaned up and ready for that. Did he leave us with like what we're supposed to actually be doing there?
So you guys are going to be essentially protecting him from
Okay.
threats.
Should we learn this card game at all? Maybe Bastion can teach it to us before we go in and bet money that we don't have.
What money? Yeah.
Yeah, it would probably be good to learn the game because then we can learn if somebody's cheating.
Ooh, good point. And you guys will be in a place where there are criminal elements in heavily so. So go ahead and all of you do a intelligence check as Bastion basically like pulls out like a blackjack table and starts
my
like being a
gosh.
robot blackjack dealer.
Yay!
Love
That's
it.
so cute.
He's got the little
Oh,
hat.
Yeah, he's got the hat. He's got the little bow tie.
Well,
20, not nat 20.
I rolled
21.
a 2
Oh boy.
Ooh, nice.
plus 1, so 3. I think I'm just gonna go take a bath downstairs.
Yeah. Yeah. Your character is definitely just gonna suck in the bath.
Yeah.
I rolled 11 and I'm not quite sure what I'm adding.
Just your intelligence modifier. If there is a number, it could be positive, it could be minus. Yeah. What's your intelligence number?
Oh, which one? I feel like there's intelligence all over this page.
It's not the saving throw one.
Yeah,
not the saving throw one. Okay. Then is it 12 or is it 1?
Oh, so
For the
1's the
ability?
modifier. So you'd
1's
be
modifier.
11
Okay.
plus 1, so 12. You got it. Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right. So Meepha's taking a bath. Azrael's trying so hard to understand the cards. Lazuli and Rarger, what'd you guys get? 20 and
21.
21. Okay, you guys understand the ins and outs. You guys get the skinny on how this card game is, and as well as kind of like ways to cheat. You guys can pick up that people can kind of do the classic stuff where they can have a card up their, sleeve or introduce a card, things
Like
of
the
that
sausages?
nature. Yeah, like the
Mhm.
sausages. Oh God, that's awesome. Imagine like being able to like pull, like you're like planning on pulling a card and you forgot you left a sausage. You're like a hand of cards and the sausage in your hand.
Like, oh shit, wrong one.
Oh God. Oh. It's a magic trick.
A snack.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, so I'll say that when it comes to kind of spotting cheat, I'll give you guys advantage on tonight's rolls for Rocker and Lazuli's kind of perception checks later.
I'm just trying not to bend the cards.
You're just doing that thing where you're just your hands are so big and clumsy, you're just bending the cards. Yeah. All right. Perfect. So that is a good thing. You got your temporary hit points for some of you. You still got the ability to breathe fire, holding it back, Mifa. The bath is very relaxing. Do you do the bath in the downstairs kind of bath area in the private baths? Okay. Sure enough, it's
some alone time for my hermit.
Right. It was about that time where the mermaid had said that she would come back, actually.
Oh,
so much for alone time.
I know.
Lazuli, you left her alone.
I do not have anything on me. I already showed the only item I have in my possession, and she got really pissed off that I wasn't playing the game. So if I do kind of hear any sort of like anything under the water, I'm booking it back upstairs.
You're just naked running out of there.
I mean, I thought that you were like a blessing to be in the presence of. You'd think that you would show that off to her.
I don't think she'd be impressed with my blessings of my presence.
My blessings.
She was looking for physical items to show off.
Don't ever sell
Different kind
yourself
of
short.
blessing?
Everyone has a blessing to show the world. All right, so do a perception check to see if you can hear it to get the jump on getting out of there in time.
Rolled a 19.
Okay, yeah.
Plus
You're fine. You don't need to tell me your plus.
Plus
The flat 19 is solid. You hear the kind of bubbling of bubbles kind of popping on the surface, and you kind of look over and you're like, oh, I gotta go.
Bye.
Yeah. And then you kind of, as you're kind of turning the corner on the stairs, you just hear a hello.
Now I feel bad.
Not today,
but,
Satan.
Yeah, not today, Satan.
Hello.
Like, Lazuli is not here. I can't
brought-
play the game.
Oh, I brought gifts.
Yes.
Mifa, don't you fucking do it. Mifa, turn around.
I brought gifts for my friends.
I need to get guidance from my friends. Run.
All right, so you go upstairs where you see where's like Bastion is dealing out cards and teaching them. You kind of run up with your towel, and Bastion's like at third little mechanical arm pops up and goes
Oh, such a sweet
My little like
creature.
fins are like moving like crazy. I'm like, Lazuli, she's back.
Who's back?
The mermaid. She said she had brought gifts.
Oh, well, first of all, they're probably not worth much, but I did win gifts from her last time. I think we're fine. Did she say anything?
Just that she had gifts for her friends. And I think that includes both of us, but I don't have anything on me to play any more of her games.
I have an inkling I'm not her friend, seeing as I have one of her scales.
That was pretty smart of you to grab one of those.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, she's probably pretty pissed at me, so I don't think I'll be going down there anytime soon.
I'm not doing very well at this card game thing. I'd be willing to join you. I'll protect you.
I do need to get my clothes, so
You don't need those.
Optional.
we can switch spots. Here, my towel. I like pick up the cards, and I'm like, all right, what are we raising?
Awesome. So do you guys go downstairs?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll follow, but like 10 paces behind, kind of hiding in the shadows.
Okay.
Being
All
a
right.
supervisor.
All right.
That's right.
So you get to meet this person for the first time.
You're like the mama of the group. I feel like, even though you're evil.
Evil mom.
No, she's
Evil man.
lawful.
I am lawful. I am evil.
Oh God. Yeah, there's like the whole, like, I think one of my favorite charts is like the superhero or like Batman, universe alignment chart to help people learn. Like, depending on what your interest is, I can help anyone learn alignments. I'm like, okay, these characters in this world, this is what they are. And they're like, oh shit, I've been playing this character really bad. So you, Azrael, find yourself kind of seeing this mermaid for the first time. Once again, wearing kind of a beautiful decolletage of ornaments that they've gathered. Very, very relaxed, languid look as she kind of sprawls kind of out on the half out of the water, half on the stone. Just one arm kind of resting over her chest as she splays out, resting her head on her hand, and perks up, and her tail kind of slaps the water happily. And she says, "Well, hello.
Oh,
I
hey.
brought friends.
You are beautiful."
Oh, thank you.
I have to say, in where I come from, we would associate the length of one's legs as a sign of great beauty, and I have never seen legs quite as long as yours.
Oh, thanks. I grew them myself.
Well, you have done your frame a great service. What is your name?
Azrael.
That is a lovely name.
Ask her
want
what her
it.
name is. Ask her what her name is.
Oh, what's your name?
Oh, that is a secret. One that I can only give if you can catch it.
Has to be Rumpelstiltskin.
Who?
Rumpelstiltskin?
What? Who is Stillskin, and why is he rumpled?
I don't know. Normally, people that don't share their names tend to have funny names like that.
Oh,
in my
well,
experience.
maybe my name is funny.
Maybe. Either that or it's Beetlejuice. We can't say that more than a couple times.
You have such strange names in your world.
Like I said, only the people that don't want to share their names are the ones with funny ones.
Goodness, I'm so embarrassed now. Now I might have a funny name, but more importantly, I brought 2 gifts and there are 3 of you.
Oh.
I guess I should go. Well,
I don't know, Mifa. What do you think?
Well, you already gave our friend Lazuli a gift yesterday.
well, we played a game, but
Yeah, so I mean, the other 2 of us are without, and I'm curious as to what you brought. Will you show us?
I suppose, why not? A gift is still a gift, even if it is in the company of a new friend who I would say is possibly deserving of such a thing. Well, and she kind of takes out of, like, she reaches down in the water and pulls a bag, and pulls out of the bag a scale that is the size of it looks like a shield.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh.
And it's purple.
That's very pretty.
Says, thank you. I found it. It belongs to a great and fearful beast in these waters. Thankfully, it was shed by the great beast. And this, and she holds out a pipe.
What kind of a pipe?
Like a smoking pipe.
Okay. Like the
Like,
kind of
I'm
pipe,
very interested
you
in
can
the
beat someone
shield.
with, or
Like a lead
I
pipe.
don't think you need more things to beat people with.
Yeah,
I know,
your quota on things you can beat people with. I feel like every room is filled with them for you.
I mean, technically, you could beat someone with a shield too. It's protection and
Also true.
What is
Wonderful.
the creature of the origin of this?
that shed the
Scale.
shield.
Oh, this thing is said to have been the sinker of the city long ago.
Oh, tell us more. Is this story time?
Yeah, we gather around and I will tell you a story.
Gather all.
So, before the surface dwellers built and built and built, there was just one flat plain of swamp bridging against the beautiful sea, a sea so rich with salt, some say the landwalkers could walk across it. Have you heard of such things?
I've heard tales.
And she flaps her tail happily.
Cute.
Well, it is said that when the first of these cities grew proud and powerful, Farrico, I think this place is called, the very first iteration, they had such celebrations. And in such celebrations of the whatever it is that your surface types celebrate, I'm sure it is of farming and soil and new seasons and such. they woke something that was sleeping, long been asleep. A great thing known as the dirge serpent. In my people's mythos, the dirge serpent was not real, but a piece of the stars that fell to the waters. It had gorged itself on great beasts, including the whales.
Oh.
Wait, so what happened to this thing?
It ate and ate and ate when it first fell to this place until it had fallen asleep. I'm sure you've eaten so much you've had to take a nap, yes?
Absolutely.
You seem the type.
Why, thank you.
You're welcome. This great purple worm, and the scale is, I think, but a small one of it. But it is said to have nigh impenetrable scales and a great maw. It is known as the mother of eels. Even the dire eels are its children, they say. But back to the story. The surface dwellers woke it up, and in its
I like
thrashing,
flashbacks.
Yeah,
I like
flashbacks.
flashbacks of like the dire eel.
So that's true. Aha. All right. At that, and she says, when the great servant woke up, simply by being upset at being woken, it thrashed, hitting the pillars of the first Farrakho, sinking it down. And the beast ate many. Some say that the beast is trapped by the fallen city, forced no longer to grow bigger because it cannot go into the open expanse of the 13 oceans. So it sits in its cage of Farrakho, the great kingdom, swims, eats, and when there are tremors, I'm sure you've perhaps, you're not locals, are you?
No.
Well, there are tremors, and when that happens, it is said that it is the great beast stirring in its anger, in its half asleep melancholy. Though I know that my people are keenly aware of a group of robed figures, surface dwellers, who feed the beast. Here they toss many things, she says, with kind of a subtle kind of pause, into the great hole. I sense they perhaps urge the beast to grow, or perhaps placate it, I'm not sure. But these figures who wear these robes of deep purple, I have seen them alongside my kin, red in the waters with others like you.
I kind of step forward out of the shadows and I ask, does this monster have a name?
It has many names.
Are one of these names Felkaj?
I have heard it being said that some of the dwellers of the Undercity near the sunken city call it Velkaj.
I believe I know the monster that you're speaking of.
Be careful then. You can't pluck this scale so easily.
What is the reason for you to bestoweth upon us these gifts of yours if this is such a gem?
I was raised by my parentage to never arrive empty-handed upon an arranged meeting. And I have to admit, I was bested by the cunning mind of this water genasi and found myself enjoying the company of water folk like you, my Lokatha friend. Are you not used to people enjoying your companies? Is it so strange to you that someone would arrive with gift?
Yes, friends are new to me. I'm sorry I did not pick anything up on the way to our meeting today. For you.
I didn't even know about a meeting, so I'm sorry I didn't come with anything either. I do have some bent cards.
I would like those.
Happy to give you a full hand.
The pictures are so pretty on these.
They all
Hey.
have legs.
Actually, none of them have legs. Technically, face cards just have two faces and no legs with the arm and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, what did I roll? I rolled like an 11. How?
That's
I don't
right.
understand.
They all have legs. None of them have legs. It's like, your humor is strange, a surface dweller.
Strange.
You make a joke that I cannot laugh at.
I'm gonna say that in real life.
Strange names, strange humor. Sorry.
Well, in that case, well, there's always something that can be given, surely. And she kind of gives like a almost like the way a child tries to like bribe a parent kind of smile. It's like the please, like it's kind of like almost too cute, but clearly insincere. It's just kind of surely there's something else. And she holds it in her hand and says, these cards, they're so thoughtful.
Lazuli.
You want me to give her something?
Any ideas? My intelligence is not very strong.
I don't want to do this, but okay. I kind of step forward and I say, I know how much names mean to you and your people, and while you haven't given us your name, I appreciate you confirming one of the names of the underwater beast. Would you like your scale back?
I would.
And I place it in her hand and kind of give a gentle head nod, not quite a bow, to thank her for the exchange.
If for any reason you need passage in the drowned city, I can help arrange it when the time comes.
Thank you.
Wow.
You should enjoy that pipe underwater sometime. It makes lovely music.
Does it make bubbles too?
It does.
Thank you.
And she kind of smiles and says, well, I feel like I'm intruding. I should go. And you hear a figure from the back kind of say, perhaps that would be best. And Saracen Graves, in different masked attire, arrives down the steps.
What happened,
See,
Lazuli? I thought you were supposed to be supervising. How did this slip past you?
Girl, I don't know.
Did he go through our game room?
Or was it through a special door
Yeah, how
that
did he
keeps
get down
popping
here?
up?
Margaret, you do not see him pass you at all, but you hear his voice at the stairs.
Okay.
And
I
with
see you
that,
met our mermaid friend.
indeed, this isn't the first time we've met.
He's given us some gifts. You recognize the scale?
I've never seen the like, but I'm sure it has a colorful story, as mermaids are full of stories.
I was thinking colorful because it's
purple. Roll my eyes.
I hope
try
you're
to
all
find a way to,
ready.
like,
Are we
attach
sober?
Yeah, totally.
How much of that bottle do I still have left?
Say like,
Like not for long.
yeah, well, probably half.
Okay.
Are you all ready to be my escort, my shield and safe haven against the threats of the Undercity, of which are numerous, conniving, and more underhanded than you would expect?
Yeah.
We're not providing any of the cards, right? Because it's no longer a full deck. Just full disclosure.
Azrael, my dear, I never expected a full deck out of you since I met you. And that's
Okay.
what's happening. I sense
I
magic.
cast Meat Rain.
Sausage. Welcome to Sausage for Initiative. Don't choke
Sirens and
on the
sausage.
sausage, please. Can't have that kind of liability on this stream. Well, welcome back.
The sausage
everyone.
god has spoken.
Yes, thank you, sausage god.
Now
Maybe
you're
so, it's
blessed
a
to be
religion
with
upon you.
me.
Honestly, I would definitely worship that pantheon. Just foods, different foods. How you doing, chat? Everything is normal. Everything is fine.
Thanks for following everyone, Harley.
Everything is sausage.
Yeah.
Everything is sausage.
Sausage.
It's like, does the sausage person wonder if their sausage home is the same as the sausage person? It's like the Lego conundrum is, if you're a Lego person living in a Lego world, are you living in a place made of your own flesh?
Oh yeah, I hear that about the gingerbread houses. In
Yes.
Time.
Yeah.
He screams for he does not know.
Or he does not know. I love that.
Call
Awesome.
to that terrifying conversation.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Anyway. So we left with Lord Saracen Graves complimenting Azrael's unique specialness. So, yep. Come for the fun, get a side of existential crisis for free. Facts. All right. Lord Saracen Graves has arrived with a new mask, one that looks to be a Phantom of the Opera-esque demon mask, as in the red mask he wore in Phantom of the Opera, though with Gerard Butler. It's kind of that style. And he is wearing a sweeping red, like almost like Gambit's kind of outfit in X-Men, with heavy red themes with black and gold trim, so that he is the perfect opposite of your ensemble in the sense of the color scheme is almost very focused on him, with you guys being the accenting accompaniment. So yes, awesome. If you love Phantom of the Opera, I highly recommend you read Phantom, the book by, was it Susan something? I have it somewhere around here. In any case, an awesome telling of the precursor of how the Phantom of the Opera became the Phantom from his childhood on, and it's awesome. It's intense. So if you like books. So anyway, so
Wait. So he's wearing a half mask?
He's wearing a full mask, because in the Phantom of the Opera movie, there is a scene where he wears a full devil-themed mask.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yep. So he is kind of looking to you all and looking to the mermaid, and he says, "It's time for all of us to leave." And he says that as he kind of walks over to the panel and kind of gives a bow to the mermaid, who kind of pouts and then just splashes angrily, trying to send a wave and like a huge blast of water, like SeaWorld style, into Graves, who makes a gesture with his hand, and the water droplets freeze before they hit him. And he just pulls the lever, and the segmented covering, the kind of steel reinforcement to the water hole closes. And then he makes another gesture, and the water droplets fall. "Perhaps, Mifa, you should get dressed."
Are we all gonna be wearing masks?
No, this isn't the night of masks. It's completely personal taste for me, but I won't stop you if you prefer a more anonymous protective detail.
I mean, I'm sure she's gonna want to wear at least clothes.
Yeah, I think I'll start with clothes first.
Good start.
So like just start like haphazardly like trying to dress while I still have the towel around me and y'all are still just like there and I'm like, oh okay.
Bastion walks forward and opens a compartment and pulls out a warmed towel.
Oh.
And
I just throw everything and just like give him a giant hug and like grab it.
And
like,
as you hug, he's like
"Towel."
wrapping you up. That's like he's
What a sweet bean.
Is this like a spa or something?
What's funny is Saracen laughs at that and he says, the people who built this place, money was no option once upon a time.
I can see that.
Yes, it was a work of art, master artifice, and indulgence, as things should be when times are good and well. So, if you are all in your proper attire, which I see we have now cleaned, that is just to say, are you mentally are you all mentally
Speak carefully.
sound?
Do you want me to change my face? I wouldn't want to embarrass you in front of your cohort.
I think your face is a wonderful statement of the possibilities that House Graves implies, which is no one is to be discriminated against for how they look. More importantly, I'd say House Graves encourages the ferocity in its display of power. I don't want people thinking we are ordinary in any way, and you complement that thought.
As you wish.
Well, it's going to be dangerous. These sort of affairs, it's dull unless at least 3 people die.
Perfect, my kind of
homecoming.
party.
I thought you'd enjoy that. Well, the carriage awaits, and he kind of leads, walking back across the room up the stairs to the doorway. And if you follow, you see that the door of the wall opens up to reveal in that alleyway a very nice carriage being pulled by 4 mechanical horses.
Cool.
And the door is open as Bastion is kind of holding it open and Saracen is inside. And there is enough seats for 8, 4 on each side, facing each other.
I wave back at Bastion and say, take care, little buddy. And I still have like the warm towel around my clothes and just like cuddling it.
He says, take care, littler buddy.
Heart.
Azrael very obviously counts on her fingers the number of seats versus the number of people.
It looks like you'll take up 2 seats.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah. As Graves kind of just gestures and has already got a drink of what looks to be some champagne flute in his hand.
He asked if we were sober. We should have asked him if he was sober.
Yeah, so true.
That's not polite to ask of your employer.
You can ask anyway.
Business drunk is okay. 30 Rock taught me that.
Business drunk.
It doesn't count.
All right. So where if Graves is sitting facing the horses and there are 4 seats on each side, where are you guys sitting? Left, there's like the left window, right window, front, back.
I let everybody choose before I do, and I'll go on last.
Can I sit in like a middle seat?
Absolutely. There's Graves has picked a middle seat in the back, and you can pick the middle seat facing him.
I want to be in a spot that is very that has visibility on the surroundings.
Then
So
you'd be-
probably a window seat or in the front or
You
something.
can even ride where a carriage driver would be, but there is no carriage driver, but there is a seat, a bench.
I think I want that.
Okay. So you have like the ability to see everything. Like,
But I probably shouldn't actually be like driving since
you wouldn't be able to find a way to anyway. There's no reins like that go up to the driver's seat.
perfect. I'll just pretend like I am.
Yeah, pretend.
How long ago has your driver's license been taken away, Azrael?
Let's see those battle
driver's
rope movements.
license. Who needs that? We just commandeer things.
They're more guidelines.
No more guidelines.
Guidelines.
The pirate's code applies to carriages as well.
I'll take a seat right next to him.
So I'm reading chat, sorry, but it said babysitting drunk people is so much fun.
Mhm.
The way it was split in a sentence, I was imagining like the first part was like babysitting drunk is so much fun.
Oof.
I can see how it would like look like that.
That would add a twist.
And you notice that like
How else do you babysit?
that's fair. That explains a lot about my babysitters. Why I got hurt so much.
Oh no.
What?
It's a free for all.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I was a nightmare as a child.
Oh no.
I was the child that would like hide and jump out and like attack the babysitter. I was like raised by velociraptors child.
Hopefully not
Oh
with that
my
axe
God.
behind you.
No, I hadn't developed that strength yet. It was just pure terrifying child claws. Yeah. So you sit up next to him, Lazuli, and then Azrael, you're going to be sitting next to Rarger, Mifa. That leaves a crunched space next to Rarger and Azrael, or Lazuli. Actually, technically on the other side of Graves.
I'll sit next to Graves on the other side.
All right. The door closes as Bastion waves, and you can see him in the window, like staying there and waving. And then in the distance, he kind of goes back in. Did you have a good day? Says Graves, drinking the champagne flute.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. Azrael's on the bench upstairs, or on the carriage. Sorry. Well, what did you do? Did you enjoy the city?
Yep.
Don't be too tight-lipped. That would be suspicious.
Just like nudge left.
we we got to know some folks in town, get our bearings.
What did you do today?
What's wrong, Charm? Got sausage in your mouth?
How dare you?
Too much
Dare you.
sausage.
You know how it
It's
says
a
in the chat,
compliment. It's
like,
a
The
compliment.
sausage
stretch?
god gave us a gift. The gift of sausage. I'm here honoring the sausage god.
You should have like a thing in the chat where they're like, "Oh, you should stretch and you should do things," and then
Just
it's like,
sausage.
just sausage.
A new
Sausage.
thing.
Not stretch, just sausage.
Yeah.
sausage.
We just
Different
have
kind of
sausage on
stretch.
hand.
What's the difference? Anyway,
Sausage
so
on deck.
what we have now is a moment where this awkward kind of moment is playing, and Graves is kind of, you can see through behind, the mask, which has like a movable kind of mouth area that, his jaw is able to fully fully work, so he can drink through the mask.
Hmm.
He's very curious, and he says, I heard there was a bit of commotion in town today. Some sounds of explosions or something. Not too far away from the tower.
Yeah, shocking, isn't it? Came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
Well, I just want to make sure that you were all okay.
I think
Mhm.
we are okay.
Good. Good. I prefer it be them than you. and House Graves stands behind that. The awkward silence continues.
I'm just like looking at my sleeves, like, oh, this is such an impressive jacket that I have. Thank you. What did you do today?
Building the
Mr. Graves?
empire.
Building an empire. Do tell. What is that like?
Well, with my father having been executed by the Grand Archon, and my mother an absolute mess in her grief, I have had to take a great deal of responsibility of the family's work while doing my own. I'm a man who makes a point to not deny his heart its ambitions.
Are you excited for tonight's games?
Admittedly,
Is there any other-
I'm very nervous.
What should we expect at this event? You hired us on for protection, so we should know what you expect to be up against.
Yes, I'm going against the triumvirates of the local gangs in this area. We're gambling for territory.
Oh,
That includes
delightful.
laboratories and passage, smuggling, several things that come with territory, of course. Protection responsibilities of the areas, as I understand. My greatest interest, believe it or not, is the quality of life in the area surrounding the tower. And it has been lackluster in the hands of the triumvirate. They have neglected the small folk and have seeded their pockets with money from many sources that were supposed to allocate the betterment of a community that has not been bettered. Instead, I suspect there is a import of foreign goods in great abundance through their hands that are not making it to the different guilds. So I've taken matters in my own hand and representing the Artificers Guild and the Graves family in one go to play a game. Now, is it very likely they're going to cheat? Probably. And is the possibility that they think I'll cheat if I win? Very likely. And does that possibility include violence? More likely than ever.
Is there anyone in particular that you think we should look out for?
I would not wish to blind you by having you focus on one so that you ignore the others. I wish you keep a vigilant eye on all. Let your own intuition, skill sets, magic, and whatever it is that you utilize in your judgments. And he kind of looks thoughtfully to each of you and kind of thinks to himself. You can see it kind of play on his face. He should offer he should offer a bit more, but he's kind of pensive. He finally kind of takes a sign and says, "You can't trust anyone else wearing the Graves house colors. I fear that in my father's death and the transition of his power has made certain people fall into the pockets of other factions."
And
that is,
Do
How
you
are we
think the
to
other
know who
factions
is-
are stealing your outfit, or do you think that people
Your outfit.
in your outfit might be double crossing is not the word that I would use in this conversation, but I can't think of another one on the spot. Pretend I said something smarter.
I understand your meaning. I don't know. I feel like my people are being poached one at a time.
Okay.
I feel like money and promises have found their way into a lot of the House Graves faculty, but mostly the guards, the people responsible for protection. And so I have lost faith in a great deal of many of them. So I thought, why not hire people fresh, new?
What other factions should we be aware of and careful of?
Well, there will be 3 other factions there, and let me pull up their names. Let's see. All right. The Next one is the Moisen family. And then there's the Hacktheratrix family. And there is family House Trilby specifically. And he says there won't be any proper houses there, but Trilby is a lesser house. I will be representing strangely an upper house. There are a lot of upper houses that would never dare be seen associating with the black market openly or criminal elements so dangerously. But when we get there, I will play a game with the heads of these houses while their respective muscle lingers by. There will be opportunities, no doubt, as tradition dictates, for you to enter into contests of your own. It is encouraged to participate, but make sure you pick something to your skill sets. There is going to be traditional games of strength, intelligence, cunning, and performance. Whatever it is that you find yourself representing House Graves, and I hope that you also keep a mindful eye on the game, the high table, which will be in sight of all parties at all times.
Understood.
All right.
We definitely have the strength covered, for sure.
And what else do you identify for yourselves? If we can all acknowledge that we have very strong people in this group, but what else do you have? What would you feel comfortable waging on regarding your independent self?
I'm kind of dexterous.
I like little.
Yeah.
She's like, I play the drums. Battle the bands.
Just
You
a
had the
side
talent
hobby of
portion.
mine.
Are you
All for
familiar?
my Lord and Savior, you know.
My Lord and Savior
God.
Delvia. I'm sorry they don't have a more fitting contest such as more aquatic elements. But if you are dexterous, how confident are you with knife throwing or skill of ranged weaponry?
I'm not sure. Something I haven't really had much experience in, but it'll be fun to try.
Very good. Well, perhaps you'll join in the fun for the dagger throwing.
Perfect place to learn.
Oh boy.
A contest.
And the rest of you, Rugger, Lazuli?
I got the strength part on lock.
It went without saying.
Other people are being a little quiet.
I am all right at strength as well, and I can do a little bit of magic.
Be careful with magic. When people cast a spell in the company of bodyguards, it's not possible for a bodyguard usually to determine the nature of the spell, so it's very likely they'll attack a spellcaster on sight. I mean, upon sight of casting a spell.
Challenge accepted.
Good to know.
That goes without saying as well, but hopefully you understand. If you see someone casting a spell at me, you dispatch them because we can safely assume it's not going to be healing magic.
I bring, well, some might say that I'm quite fast learner. Quite a lot of intellect to bring to the table, maybe can get us out of some conundrums.
If I may ask, who says you're a fast learner? Not that I doubt it, but I doubt that there are people that I could actually ask.
You may not be able to ask them today, but the people I have worked with and employed would say so.
And these people, would they speak of you highly?
They would.
The ones that are living.
I was about to say the ones that are alive.
Yeah. Wow. She was a manager back in the day.
The dread manager Roberts on the ship.
Top
All
sales every month.
Right. Top sales. I love that pun. Oh my God. That's amazing.
Ruger hates me so much right now.
Just felt a surge of dad joke emanating off of you. All right. The carriage stops, and it stops in front of a confectionery store where they are selling, strangely, late at night, like almost like I said, a lot of like nightlife in certain European countries is they have strange stores open at late hours, and then the almost a magical neon light that emanates from this store makes it seem strangely out of place against the almost like sandstone coloring of the stone and the gray scale of the environment of the dark beyond. But sure enough, it is a candy shop full of actual it's probably very likely an element of the alchemy guild making candy with alchemy, edibles perhaps too. And
We're here to have a good time.
Burger, did you just eat did you just eat a candy off of one of the candy store shelves out here?
Nope.
Did you not pay for that?
Things are free here, right?
This came to me of its own free will.
It chose you.
Mhm.
Some kind of illusion. Where do I get some?
I don't know what happened.
It's fine. I'll
just
just
walked
keep
into
eating
my
my
mouth.
sausage.
At that point, Graves kind of looks to you, says, "All right, once we're in the belly of the beast, surrounded on all sides by multiple enemies. I'm sure deals have been made. And we're all alone. So just us. I'd like to see us all leave together."
So it shall be.
Perfect. All right. He walks in with you guys moving kind of with him, and I imagine a formation of some kind. How would you describe your movements?
Confident.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay.
Confident. Almost arrogant, but not quite.
Mhm.
Does he want us to walk in front of him? Like kind of like
I think it's like
front, two and back, or is it like a
maybe like an Ocean's 11 kind of thing, or like a Mighty Ducks kind of vibe.
Together
Welcome.
now.
We got rated by Cinderblock Sally. Awesome name. What's up,
Nice.
Blooming Graveyard? Beautiful names. Smug Panda. Love to have you. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Enjoy the exciting arrival of the D&D group here of Sirens and Secrets.
Grab your sausage.
Grab your sausage. Boy,
Firmly grasp it.
this one. Firmly grasp it. Firmly grasp it.
Firmly.
I love SpongeBob references always. The party has just arrived to a candy shop that is a mafia front for a card game that their employer, Mr. Saracen Graves, has decided to take on. And these are his bodyguards, these femme fatales. So, yes, I know. Thank you. I've been working so hard on my makeup. I appreciate that. So, yeah, no, I look actually like the mannequins behind Rebecca. So,
Oh no. Oh no.
I feel like my
Quite
friends.
lively.
It's a captive audience.
Rebecca's favorite kind.
I know they've been staring intently the entire time. I swear they don't blink.
unless I tell
Imagine
them.
someone who has really bad eyesight just thinks they're people standing there. Can't.
Right?
Sentinels.
Sentinels.
Kylo, Geralt, casual.
Yeah, we're kind of into cosplay. It's just kind of our little group thing. That's why
Not a
it's-
big
they're
thing.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this way.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
Awesome. All right. right. You see near the back of the candy shop is a rough and tumble crew of hobgoblins, weirdly enough.
Do I recognize them?
Give me a let's do an insight check.
Five.
What did you get?
5.
5. Okay, so tell me about the tribe that you came from.
The tribe that I came from is actually pretty powerful. There are rumors that they kidnap youths and drain their blood, like there might be vampiric hobgoblins.
Mm-hmm.
And they were pretty close to eradicating the entire regular goblin tribes in the areas that they've been passing through. The nomadic hobgoblin tribe that I was a part of. Pretty well known, pretty a little bit mystical of who our ruler might be. Pretty brutal.
All right. Well, you might not recognize the faces themselves, but you recognize that these are the hobgoblins from your old tribe.
Okay. They'd have the markings, the stature.
They have the markings, the stature, the weapons of your ilk.
Okay.
And it seems that at the very least you can glean that while you don't know who these people are, it seems they're the capacity of hired help. Like someone paid good money for good protection here. And what can you do better than some very experienced warring veterans like these hobgoblins from this dangerous blood spilling tribe?
Okay. Before anything else happens, the first thing that I want to do is to go up and give each one a hearty pound in like right here.
Just don't want to break their collarbones.
No, just as if, just as like almost by way of greeting, but also very aggressively.
All right. So this kind of showing of your culture at first to anyone watching seems like a hostility, but they are pleasantly surprised by this. And one looks at you and says, "How you know our greeting?"
Hang on, I'm thinking. It would be, I kind of just look at them like, why wouldn't I know? Like, do you not know the response?
Like, we do not know if you are worthy of response as you walk with the Outlanders.
I just laugh in their face and walk away.
One of them says, he goes to draw steel, and the other one says, "Growl roar, no. Growl roar, don't." And
I turn and I say, "Growl roar, don't," and I walk away.
He's just like, and that point, Graves goes off to a great start.
I know the culture of my people. What can I say?
The culture of your people happen to be apparently the people guarding the entrance to the secret door. I have a sweet tooth. Don't chip it. I still plan on getting a piece of the action. Bite hard. I will. And at that point, this kind of weird transcript of this kind of fake call sign and answer transpires, and they push on one of the kind of candy shelves, and it opens to a stairway that goes down. Looks like an old part of the old city, the undercity, that leads like spiral steps deep into the belly of this place. So at that point, you guys follow down and arrive into almost like the underworld werewolf den, where it was like the loud, raucous, like just shenanigans and debauchery. There's, people bare knuckled boxing in one side. Like the room is split into like 4 quadrants, and there's like incredible like feats of violence and strength. There's feats of precision, knife throwing, archery, prowess. That then there's performance, and you have what looks to be a corner dedicated to almost like a battle of the bands, but on a battle of the bards, where you have bardic performers, but more like of a death metal, like a metal genre going on. Yeah, it's pretty gnarly going on in the best way. And the final quadrant looks to be where that high table is, overlooking the other three. And that is where the heads of these established mixed group are waiting, each kind of not at the table itself, but kind of standing off to the side with some of their more personal protection. And I know it's getting late, so I'm going to stop here before we get into all the crazy wonderment, and we'll have all the details fresh for when this goes down, because it could go any number of ways with you guys, and I'm here for
That's
all
right.
of
You
it.
never know.
Never know.
Might start swinging axes at children.
Right. When it starts with swinging axes
literally
at children,
a roll of the dice.
Yeah, laugh. Exactly. Well.
Funny, are you proud of me? I made a joke.
I made a joke.
Yeah, without rolling your eyes into the back of your head.
Scream.
That's why she's so furrowed.
Yeah.
It's all the dad jokes.
It's all the dad jokes. You ever hit a dad joke so hard you have to take a pregnancy test? Like, you ever one of those? You're just like, that dad joke was too strong. I'm worried.
Never too strong.
Never too
Oh
strong.
my God.
That's an awesome philosophy. No dad, like you just ascend a granddad joke at that point. Grandfather joke. All right, you guys. Thanks so much for watching the whole stream tonight. I know this is a hard thing to keep track of, but we have our YouTube episodes on Skull for Initiative YouTube. So this one will be posted, within at least a couple days, to have people be able to refresh. For every other week is when we're doing this. We do have, if you want to get a bit more on your palette of our D&D style, we have Shadows of Samaria, which is actually canonically part of the same world of where these characters are in, but it's in a different kingdom. That's a twice a week campaign, Fridays and Sundays, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Please check out the Cutting Edge Cosplay crew. They're the coolest. I'm not going to try to hold back and lie. You can't deny it. Once you've even hung out with these people for even the last 10 minutes, you probably already know it. That's all it takes. So yeah.
Stroking her ego.
I have to build you up so I can break you down.
Right.
What's on the docket for this week? That's a great question. We're starting our Spelljammer 6 shot, which is a 6 sessions that have been paid for by a group who I'm running my very first Spelljammer experience as a DM for. We're going to probably play close to the module, but I definitely love to deviate, because modules are just guidelines, and you can, if you want to throw a giant space worm at people, throw a giant space worm at people, have fun with it. So that's probably what we're going to be doing. That'll be Saturday is when we're starting that. I'm trying to think. So yeah, I think the next D&D jam is going to be Friday. Then there's one Saturday, and then there's one Sunday. Oh no, we have a save point. I forgot. We have a Shadows of Samaria save point Thursday, 3:30 Pacific Standard Time. If you don't know what that is, the save points where I facilitate as a group, as a DM, with the Shadows of Samaria crew, and I can do this with you guys as well if you guys ever want to, where we basically sit down and discuss the campaign, discuss backstories. We talk role play and lore with the world and our characters. The audience gets to interview you guys and ask you all kinds of questions, because they really want to know your process and what you think about certain characters, NPCs, villains, battles, different emotional states that your characters will eventually go through, and the growth. And so it gets a bit more more of a tangible experience for the audience engagement once they got to know your characters a bit more, obviously, as we've only had 2 sessions. But I feel like in these 2 sessions, the characters have gotten a really good grip on the world and a pretty great showcase of who they are, like to the point where we're starting to develop the bingo board already for these characters. So if you guys have
personality,
right? Yeah, every time Azrael what is sober, you're gonna, or is it drinks? I'm trying to remember which is more likely, being sober or drinking. Yeah. But and anyway, save points are something we do with as a DM, where I also get to reveal secrets for biddies. So if people want to donate biddies to reveal a secret of the campaign, I try to make sure that the secrets aren't part of the pillars of the campaign itself, like something that isn't going to ruin the experience of discovering the world. But that's like, someone's like, I want to know the story behind this character a bit, and I'll tell more of the backstory, or what would have happened if this, and when that moment is past, people are just painfully curious about like, what would have happened if we'd made this choice, so yeah. All right. Anything you guys want to announce? Because I want to make sure that you give the opportunity for each of you to plug yourselves in.
We just came out with our official second episode, actually our 3rd episode on our YouTube channel for Cutting Edge Cosplay, and it is cosplaying at conventions, and all of our tips and tricks and just some general etiquette to keep in mind. If you're interested in cosplay, please check it out.
That's a good one. And I know that every one of us who has been to a con has awesome stories and less than awesome stories. So if you guys are curious about that, I definitely think you guys could benefit immensely from watching that podcast. They got some pretty good guests there now and again.
Yeah.
Casual, real casual. Anything else?
First, I thought you said Azrael casual.
You're like me, I'm partying too.
Once again,
looks like Mo has seen the podcast. She said, love the story of getting pulled over by a cop on the way to the adult store.
That was hilarious.
That's actually in itself a comment
that was me.
Yeah. That is an awesome story. I got to hear that story in person. That's so good. Reenact
all in the name of cosplay.
All in the name of cosplay. Yeah. That's pretty amazing, honestly. So please watch that. If you want to know more about this story, that's the perfect tag right there, is learn more about getting pulled over on the way. I think it was like on the way to one of many adult stores.
It was a whole night of tomfoolery, really. Mostly panic. If you want to see how to panic your way out of a ticket.
Yeah. Wait, I think
our cosplay podcast.
I just wear a low cut shirt. That's how I get out of most of my tickets. That's what I do. It never works, actually. It's never worked.
Awesome.
This was absolutely amazing. Bunny Bears, Dani. Glad I followed you on Instagram. Aww. I just need more of Rebecca. That is so sweet. Awesome. One of several. Awesome. Okay. Well, let's cheers out. What we do at School for Initiative is we grab a drink and roll to get out of a ticket. Honestly, I actually have a D20 in my car. I might do that to see if the cop is cool. If they're a D&D nerd, I think that'd be like legit. If they're like, and they pull out theirs out of a holster, they're like got their D20 in a holster.
And if you might lose,
hey, roll for police brutality. Oh God.
Oh, no.
Still not as bad as Azrael at the end of the day. And on that note, we will cheers to, let's see, we'll cheers to what should we cheers to? To learning from the horrendous mistakes of others.
To beating up children.
Right, to beating kids with the blunt end of weapons, as they should.
It was the blunt end.
To teach them a lesson.
Oh, right. Harley has a point. Cheers to sausage.
Oh, yes. You know what?
Yes.
Sausage. All right.
Everyone can appreciate it.
Skull, you guys. We're out.